welcome to Flight Room TV. This is the 10th installment of the Flight Room podcast. I'm your host for the night, Concourse P. I'm about to go around the room, introduce everybody. We have Paul Shack, Hey Al, Remy Please, Lighthouse, Brian, aka Dupree, and Simo will be joining us a little bit later. All right, for this week, since it's the week of Father's Day, we're going to start off with who is your best TV dad? You could take a second.
You can take a second.
I think I like Bernie Mac as the best TV dad.
He was stressed though.
I know. I think he reflected the reality of it though, man. You know, at first he didn't even really. He adopted those kids too, and yeah, he was a real dude. So he was stressed. He was just stressed getting faced with like real life situations, man, from dynamics of kids, a girl and a boy. And he was funny too.
It was hard. I mean, it was funny because like that was part of his stand-up in Kings of Comedy. He was talking about the kids.
Yeah.
That's what made it funny.
How rotten they were.
That's a lot.
But no, I
picked him too, P.
Yeah, and I felt like he was a stand-up guy for doing that too. Not to take anything away from any other TV fathers, but yeah, that just
to take in kids that ain't your own. You know what I'm saying? And it's like not only that, but like you know what I'm saying. He was. I guess you could say he was like in the prime of his life. He got his own spot, business and shit.
Yeah, he was golfing.
Taking these ass kids. That's a talk.
I'm not sure.
And he wasn't trying to spend no money either.
You say
Uncle Phil.
He wasn't trying to spend too much money either. He was tight.
Yeah. You said Uncle Phil, Reds?
Uncle Phil.
Why you say Uncle Phil?
Because that man was like super successful, and then like he took on Will, and then I don't know. I just like remember like there was some like real like happy moments in that show that he had to like step up to the plate too. You know,
because he got Will. How old was Will? Was what? Still a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's tough to take on that too.
He did.
We already know everything. You know how we are. Fucking teenager, and then you gonna move into another dude's house and still think you're gonna live the same way.
Yeah.
From a whole different coast too.
Right.
And that's not even his blood. That's his white blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was also like some sort of like father figure for him because he didn't have his father in his life. So he gave him structure. You know what I'm saying? He gave him a structure and a level of direction too. You know what I'm saying? Like even when Will was going to college, because if he was probably still in Philly, he probably wouldn't have went to college and all that. So that was definitely Uncle Phil. I mean, I agree. I go with Uncle Phil. I also like Michael Kyle though. You know what I'm saying? From My Wife and Kids, because he was funny as shit. Like he used humor in everything. Like even when his kids was fucking up, he would always use like he would play a trick on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was always a lesson. It was always a lesson in the trick. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with him a lot. I think he was like the funniest dad out of all of them.
Yeah, I think the only thing I ain't fuck with Michael. I mean, the only thing that not necessarily threw me off about Michael Kyle jump was you just didn't know what he did for a living. Like that was the like legit jump. Like that was just like what did he do for?
Like a moving business or something. Or like
I thought he was. I thought he did
that. I feel like the moving business was like a temporary joint that he did with Junior. That he did with
I thought he did like marketing, like advertisement or some shit.
That was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, no, Jamie Foxx did the jingles.
Yeah,
the jingles.
But he used to crack on his son though. He used to crack on Junior like a little too hard though. Like Junior, in real life, Junior would have had a low self-esteem. The way he used to trash that.
But he was so slow. I don't think like most of the shit went over his head.
He said some wild shit too though. You be like, yo, this.
fucking scoop in the back of his head.
Nah, I still remember the episode. Did y'all ever see the episode where Michael Kyle when Julian and his friend came home and they was high?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a classic.
They played by far one of the funniest episodes I've ever seen.
The episode where Terry Crews was on there. But a more recent dad, and I like binge watch this show, Black as Fuck.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
That was my pick.
I need to watch that shit. My pops was watching that.
Sour ass rich nigga. And that's, I don't know why, but that's what's funny.
But you know what? And the reason why I was gonna say that one, Randall, is because it's more close to his real life. Like he actually modeled that after his own kids. It's exactly how many kids he has. It's exactly the age group. He does the exact same thing. He talked to the celebrities and everything. So I think that was the realest. Say what?
It seemed like a reality show for real.
Yeah.
It looked like it.
I fuck with it.
Yeah, I actually did fuck with it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I wasn't a fan because I ain't really know him like that. I didn't know what he did until I saw the show and I looked him up. I was like, okay. All right. And then he had Tyler Perry on there. And it's so funny because people always say, like, you know, why people supporting this Tyler Perry crap? Like, this joint is trash. And he actually addressed it. He was like, he talked to him face to face about it.
Oh, all right, yeah. I'm gonna have to see
like,
that.
this time I had him on the show, yo. But I thought that was.
Hey, speaking of Tyler Perry, go ahead, Randall.
I said he was fresh as shit in that show.
He was.
Now, I was just gonna say, speaking of Tyler Perry, another one I would throw up there is one of the best TV dads too is Curtis Payne from the House of Pain.
Yeah, he was funny.
He was funny. I mean, like he was funny. Like they talked about real stuff. It wasn't. I mean, they talked about somewhat real stuff. It was in Atlanta. His father. I mean, like the funny father was like fire chief or something like that, and he had his son come along and be one of the fire chiefs as well. And he brought in like his family and all that type of good stuff in the house. But then another one that I think is like probably like the all-time classic for best TV dad to me. Mike backlash and face some heat now, but growing up it was Bill Cosby.
Oh, true, yeah.
It was Bill. Like he had the whole family in the house. Like they had some classic little funny moments, but he was always teaching.
Yeah.
Like, and they had a nice little structure growing up. And TV dad, I put him up there.
Yeah.
And he was a good husband, good father, like good role model for TV at the time.
Yeah, he definitely trendsetted that role.
He had grandkids in there, didn't he?
Yeah, towards the I think Lisa Bonet, right?
Yeah.
I think she had a kid with her. Her and her boyfriend or husband on the show had a baby.
What was his name?
I forgot. That's the dude ain't that the guy that was like working at like Home Goods or something like that?
Whole Foods. Like
Whole Foods, yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So I think one of the funniest and almost the realest on there, and just hear me out. I would say everybody loves Terry Crews, and the only reason why I'm not a Terry Crews fan, the only reason why is because he nitpicked about every single bill. Like the light bill, the air, the AC, like the food.
Yeah, he was.
I like that's real shit. Like if you was raised by a black father, he at least did one of them.
Like a true father, yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
His wife was like a black mother though too.
Yeah, for real, bro. Like she would talk about the kids and everything. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, man.
His work uniform on too.
Nah, he's a very accurate depiction of like that's like real. Like as far as like you said, like nitpicking on like the AC and everything. Definitely.
Yep. So I hate being hot, man. And my father didn't turn the AC on until the end of July. He was like, I ain't wasting no AC. I like the heat.
My dad used to clock how long I was in the shower. Like he used to like count like talking about wasting water and shit. So like,
Yo, my pops, you do that too. I only got like 5 minutes too.
yeah, I used to, yeah.
Like,
Especially when you want to enjoy that joint, you can't even enjoy the shower and shit.
nah, man, you come home after like a basketball practice or something, you ain't trying to hear that shit.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to get, I got whooped because I used to fall asleep in the shower, like because I had to go to school, like, and I was like leaving at like 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. I was running the water bill up. My father used to hate me. He would come in the shower. He'd be like, bro, what are you doing? You don't know how much water you are wasting. I was legit in the bathroom sleep, you know?
Yeah, nah.
That probably is not even healthy, like to be asleep in the shower.
At all. That sounds dangerous, actually.
What I'm talking about?
Like you were sitting down in the shower, or you were standing up sleep?
No, I was laying down. I was laid
Oh
out.
yeah, you're living on the edge, man.
I like the dad from Blackish too. I fuck with Drake from Blackish.
Yeah. The only thing about Dre is Dre just like he's all. I mean, he has his moments where he's literally all about himself. I know he comes to his realization later, but he all about himself. And then he got like that. What's his name? Devontae, the kid Devontae that he's literally never taken care of. And that's the only thing like about Dre for me. But he's still a good. He's still a good.
I didn't see that part.
Nah, so they got like a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, and like legit, he just don't be not necessarily he don't be taking care of him, but he be letting Junior take care of him, and like Junior and the kids, and like they just be letting the kids take care of the baby as opposed to like actually being the father or whatever. But that's the only thing. So, but I bang with Dre though.
What about Family Matters?
Yeah, I mean, Carl. You know what show I was gonna say after Family Matters too? You remember that show, Rock?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He adopted those kids too.
I think that I was gonna ask about that. Like, he was like a garbage man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember him being like a hardcore pops. He was getting in everybody's face.
What about the dude from Sister?
Yeah, Tim Reed.
Yeah.
Tim Reed, he's good.
I mean, because you got this dude that's consistently over your house.
He was a single dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
I want to say that Rock Jones, or it was either him or Mr. Cooper. And it was like the last episode, and it was getting canceled. And the kids had to go back to their family. It was either one of those, and that joint hurt me.
Yeah, it probably was because Rock was like a real show too. It was intense.
It was like a
yeah.
I was little too. That shit still hurt.
Yeah, that show was something else.
With the dad off the what's his name? David Allen Greer. That combo Carmichael's, the Carmichael joint. You ever watched that?
Yeah.
Allen Greer, he was just funny as hell. His character on that.
David Allen Greer is funny though. He always made me like laugh. When he was on Martin, he was like funny as hell, man. When he was the preacher, yeah. Oh man.
That was Pam's cousin though.
Right.
Oh, what up?
Yeah, that was.
Oh man. What up, Corey?
What up? I'm coming in here a little late. I'm a scraggler.
We asked him who's the
All
best
right, man.
TV
dad. What'd you say?
Who's the best TV dad?
Best TV dad? Damn, that's a good question. What has I don't miss. I probably gonna say somebody that y'all already done said.
That's fine.
I guess in these times we can't go with Dr. Huxtable.
Why not?
Shit.
We
already said it.
We talked about him too.
Shit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he the prototype. He the trendsetter for it.
Uncle Phil was dope. I think I came in. Did I hear y'all talking about Rock?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember. And then Cuz was actually in prison or whatever. The dude.
You talking about
His
the
father.
actor?
Yeah, the actual
Yeah.
actor. Yeah, he was in prison for a minute.
Mhm.
And he was in Alien and all that. Alien movie, that was my shit. Who else?
He was in Low Down Dirty Shame.
Yeah, he was. He was. That's a classic.
Yeah, it is actually.
Shit. Best TV dads. Shit. I'm gonna fuck y'all up. I'm gonna go to the white shows. I'm gonna go with what was it? Full House. The dad.
Danny Tanner.
Full House. Yeah, Tanner. He was always so understanding.
He had the bomb lessons too. Like them places just hit home every time. They was like really emotional, and you know what I'm saying. Like he was his little talks. Like he used to kill them shits. You know what I'm
He
saying?
did. He used to have the music playing in the background.
Yeah, they used to like. That's what I'm saying.
His segment was always like the last 4 minutes.
What about what's it called from my wife and kids? Ted Bundy, not Ted Bundy. What's his name?
Home Improvement.
Married with Children. Al Bundy.
Married with Children. Al Bundy. I said Ted Bundy. Al Bundy.
Oh,
Ted Bundy, the serial killer.
He was funny though.
Yeah, Al Bundy.
Hey, Al.
Oh, he's real, dog. He's real. He was real.
Sit there
dog.
with his beer in his hand in his pants and shit. That's some real shit though. Like
watching
you know
football, reminiscing about
yeah, he was like a perv too, man. He was talking crazy. Yeah, like I mean, not like he's had a wandering eye on the show.
Yeah, like
you could get away with a lot more shit back in the day.
Oh yeah,
you can't do half that shit on TV now.
Yeah, most of his stuff was based around like rock and roll. Like his daughter used to go like the rock and roll. She was in that video. Remember?
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Yeah, this weird. Yeah.
What was that like, fake ass Married with Children? You know what I'm talking about? It had like a little bunny in it.
A bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about?
You talking about Alf?
Yeah, Alf.
No. It was like, oh man,
it had a bunny in that joint.
Yeah, it was like a complete ripoff of Married with Children.
I don't know. I have no idea.
What was the joint that Topanga was in? Even what was that joint called?
Boy Meets World.
Yeah, Boy Meets World.
His dad, but I feel like what was the professor's name? They called him
Greenie?
Professor Feeney or Mr.
Feeney?
Professor Feeney. He was like the dad of the fucking show.
Yeah.
And he would always come through in the clutch.
This jump, Unhappily Ever After. It was like a whole like ripoff of Married with Children.
So since we talking about fathers, so like, is there like what is it something that you take from your father that you do now, like, or like something that your father did or said that you may even say for those who are dads in this that you would do now? Because I know one thing, like my dad always taught me, like when I go places to like, I know I look over my shoulder a lot, but that's just something that like he always told me, like when you go out places just to kind of like be aware of your surroundings. And like, yo, why you always looking over your shoulder? It's just something that I do. That like my dad always told me to do that. I naturally do it.
So that's a good one. That's a good one, Brian. And I just fire like one or two off, but if I think of some more, I'm gonna just come back to that. But this is so to your point, Brian. Because I don't know about all of y'all, but I know I got enemies, and when I'm out or when I'm in a restaurant or something, I like having my face towards where the doors at, where the actions at, where the exits are. I don't like having my back towards stuff. But what I've noticed and what I've seen is that it's like etiquette to have females able to look at the entrance and able to look at all of that stuff. So it's like a weird dynamic because of how I was brought up. I was told to be able to look and defend. You know what I'm saying? If something happens, something pop off, I'm supposed to be able to, you know, corral and kind of assess where the exits are, all of that stuff. And it got even more. I'm even more crazy because of the military experience that I've been through. But I literally can look at a room once and know how to get out each way. But I don't know if y'all noticed that my thing was how I grew up. I always wanted to have my back like towards the wall so I could see what's going on. So we could talk about that later. I'm not sure if y'all have experienced that or if any of y'all ladies are like, you know, nah, I want to see everything. I want to sit here.
Yeah, definitely be observant of your surroundings. My pops was in the military too, but just probably like more responsibility to your family. I feel like that's probably like one of the biggest ones. Just like no matter what, because at the end of the day, that's who's gonna be around. You know, you're gonna have friends, you're gonna have all these interactions, all this stuff, but your family always gonna be there. Cause that's probably like the biggest one. I don't know. I'm still learning like life lessons from my pops for real. I feel like when you get older, you get to really you get to see the real side, man. You can break through. You can talk to you like a man and shit. So it's like different. But definitely about that money, credit and money. Had that together.
Yep. Well, one other thing that my pops told me, and the funny thing about this one is I didn't really learn this until almost I think my 20s, but he taught me how to stay even kill on your highs and your lows. So like, you know, I know there was times where like, and I could talk about this because that shit hit me hard, but it was one instance where I had a car accident. I had a real bad car accident, and my whole hood smashed into the windshield and it went all through my face and everything. And I had to pay. I was like 17, 18. I ain't had no money like that.
Jeez.
I had to pay for the guy's Jeep that got ruined. And then I had to pay to get my stuff fixed. And I ain't do it through insurance because I ain't want it on my insurance.
Yeah.
And so my father was like, okay. He's like, I give you like 200 and you gotta come up with the rest. So I remember that was my low. I was like, that was the lowest time I had because I didn't have no summer. I ain't had no fall. Like I was literally saving money. I couldn't go nowhere. And so that was my low. But I also remember, you know, like receiving a good amount of money in my 20s. And I remember he told me, he was like, you know, don't celebrate too much. Don't go out here and, you know, have fun with these girls too much. Like, you know, keep it even kill. Because that's when you do too much or you do too low. That's when you start getting in trouble and you be like, you know, damn, I shouldn't have made that decision.
Yeah, be too late.
Yeah, that was a good one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad, he always taught me to read. You know what I'm saying? He said reading is very important. And when I used to grow up, he used to always read the newspaper every morning. And I wasn't allowed to watch TV during the weekdays, so I used to be reading just to kill time. Like, and I used to just always pick up books. I used to read a lot. Another thing he taught me was credit. Always your credit, like the most important thing. Never underestimate that. Make sure your credit always right. And always be responsible with your money. Always, take care of your money. Know how much money you got. Things like that. So, those is probably three main things.
I think off rip, even to piggyback off Marcus' joke, my dad used to always be like, just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it. So, and I was always just like taught, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you make $15 don't mean you got to go spend $15. So, whatever it is, save some, keep some, and then spend. If you want to spend some. But at the same time, make sure you always have some, like a safety net or and put something away for a rainy day.
Yep.
And then also, he always made sure to tell me, like, you don't necessarily got to broadcast everything that's going on. So he used to always say, like, you don't got to tell your right hand what your left hand is doing. And, like, growing up, it ain't make no sense. But it's always just like, I mean, as you get older, as we just talked about, it's like, all right, that makes so much more sense. Like, I don't have to tell you every step of my journey. And, like, I tell you every step of my journey, you're not going to necessarily appreciate. I mean, you're not going to appreciate the steps I'm going through. So I don't need to tell everybody everything that's going on. So He was like, always keep some stuff to yourself. You don't necessarily got to tell me. You don't got to tell everybody. Just make sure you're pleasing the man that's in the mirror happy. And you good. And then the other thing he always used to say was don't idolize. Don't put people on too much of a pedestal. Understand, like whatever they're doing, like whether it was church, whether it was pastors, whether it's athletes or anything of the sort. Understand, respect what is given to them, respect their platform, but don't necessarily idolize any person, any man, any person, like to an extent that puts somebody above anybody else. Like don't do it. So that was some of the main takeaways. I'm pretty sure, as Shaq said earlier, it's going to be those are definitely the ones that come to mind off rip.
That's what's up.
My dad also told me how to cook like a mom.
Yeah. Make sure you always know how to feed yourself.
I had to learn how to cook, and I do this. And a lot of I don't know, it might be more prevalent in African American homes, but like my dad will always would clean up, like clean like a motherfucker, like clean the bathroom, clean shit. Like he was just a cleaner, and I swear to God, I do that shit. I will clean shit that's just fucking clean already. For no reason. But yeah, that's something that I don't know. A lot of guys, for whatever reason, they feel as though that they don't have to clean. But I be clean like shit, and I feel like what the fuck is wrong with cleaning? You know?
I'll be cleaning too. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Would you be surprised how many dudes think that they feel as though they significant other should do that?
Yeah.
But ain't nothing wrong with that. But me personally, I could clean. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to sound sexist or anything, but I think I don't know, dudes are more precise with that cleaning sometimes too. I've cleaned up after females a couple times, man. Been a little disappointed. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, hold up, you said you cleaned the tub. I was just in there. I happened
to notice.
Yeah. I got this up for you.
If my wife, if I have a stay-at-home wife, and let's say for whatever reason the house is dirty, and I come home and the house is still dirty, I mean, yeah, I will have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I don't have no problem in either. If that makes any sense.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, I think, and that's the funny thing about that is, I think it's unique to your household, because one thing I did learn too is not everybody has to follow the same suit. Like I feel like what works for you works for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to that point, one thing my father did tell me is how to change brakes in totality. So I know how to change the pads, the rotors, the calipers, and bleed the brakes in, which is not an easy process. It's kind of time consuming. And I had an '89 Eldorado. I remember. I think y'all remember that, Jay, with the leather piping and everything on the inside. But I knew how to fix that car inside out, man. I think I had that until it reached like 250,000 miles. But it's so funny because cars today are a little bit easier to fix, but they're harder to get to because they rearrange them and they make them so that you got to take them to the shop.
That's why it's all that plastic up under the hood.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you almost got to take 3 significant pieces out just to fix something small. So I don't know. I don't know why they do that. Probably just for the profit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gotta keep coming back.
They changing the goddamn light bulbs in them bitches. Like, and you almost don't even want to do that shit because, I mean, you can fuck some shit up easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing lead to another. Like with these cars that nowadays, man, you mess one thing up, the whole fucking electrical system could go out.
Yeah, that's true though.
So what we talking about? Pops lessons?
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean since it's a Father's Day on Sunday, there was a couple in there.
Okay.
There was a couple in there.
To be totally I ain't never had no pops in my life, so my mom always held it down, and worked 2-3 jobs. Dinner on the stove, like she held it down. So every single mom out there, shout out to y'all, cause like
definitely,
they holding it down. But
definitely.
even like my uncles, like my uncle died. My one uncle died when I was like 8th grade, and then my other uncle, he was like in the military. But like he called a lot, like checked up on me, give me some like a little bit of game. But yeah, mom's always held it down.
Yeah.
My shit. My pops is one of those street dudes that was trying to get right, and it was like too many damn lessons to learn. Like it's like, because he got a license for plumbing, he got a gunsmith license, and all this other stuff. It's like, I done learn how to. He done show me how to weld some shit, how to solder shit. I can put some pipes together, whatever the fuck. Shit, off some street lessons, just a simple joint. Just a simple joint, because he used to do some shit or whatever. But he was like, if you wanna be a D-boy, this was his thing. He used to always fuck with me or whatever, because I was the oldest boy. Shit, you want to be a D-boy or a B-boy or bad boy or whatever, because Puff and Biggie was hot back then. You want to be a B-boy, you want to be a bad boy. So just make sure you want to roll around here with all this cash or whatever. You want to roll around here with all this cash. Just make sure you keep a wad of ones. Keep a wad of ones. If you're getting robbed or whatever, you take that wad of ones. You just throw it out there. Whatever they want to rob, just throw it. Keep your hundreds and all that in your pocket, but just make sure you have a wad of ones if they trying to rob.
Boy, I'm taking off.
I remember that joint. He always got some lessons though. He got some lessons, man.
Them old school heads be talking just like that too.
Yeah,
Tricksters.
Yeah, exactly. Always.
Yes, that's
R.I.P. Pops. R.I.P. Pops.
I guess that's what like I learned like through like I don't know, through the absence, like just how to fend for myself, and that's like a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I teach myself everything.
Mm-hmm. I definitely understand. And I came up in a single mom home, Go see Pops. I go see Pops in the summers. What you call them? The winter breaks and shit, Christmas breaks and shit. Get a few lessons in.
All right, man. It's about to get heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that joke, another one of the little stories that my pops used to always tell me, and it's not right, but I guess it got me to this day. But it was just always like whenever I encountered the police, to always 10 and 2. Whenever the cops pulled me over, whenever the cops pulled me over, you know what I'm saying, had both hands on the steering wheel, you know what I'm saying, cut the car off, turn the music all the way down, and like any movements or anything like that, make sure you just announced it or talked about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, all right, so I'm going in the glove box, I'm going to go reach for the license and registration.
Yeah.
And basically just telling like the cops and telling you know what I'm saying, the cop what I was about to do, and that way I could always try to make it home. So that was like one of the jumps that I had. I mean, like that my father said. But
like that too.
And in times like this, and we continuously had this conversation talking about the police and stuff. So I guess I'll switch it a little bit. So what have y'all encounters been like with police?
Well, I mean, before we start that, because you brought up the whole police thing, my parents did actually used to say that to me. Whenever you get pulled over by the police, or whenever, like, don't ever make a statement, don't ever say nothing, because they'll use anything you say against you. So don't say nothing till you get a lawyer. And they taught me this shit when I was like 8.
Yeah,
you know,
early.
You know, I was at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? So,
Ain't shit changed.
So the crazy part about it is, and my father actually never told me that to that extent of like never giving a statement. My father just told me about like the driving, and like even now to this day, I'm still learning about like never giving a statement, never like incriminating yourself, basically knowing that you can plead the fifth. And like literally, it's this video right now where it's like if an officer comes up to you and like starts asking you questions, like you can literally respond back and say, well, in a video, I'll say, I don't know how true it is, how it works or not in like Black people communities, but it's like I don't answer questions.
No, that's not rocking with some police. I'm sorry.
Exactly, but I mean, so even like, I mean, like if they say a statement, so like in the video, it's like if they say a statement to you, and it's like license and registrations, you can do the license and registration. But it's like, so do you know how fast you were going? And it's like, nah, I don't answer any questions. Marcus is any point that you, I mean, any statement that you give or anything like that, basically it can incriminate yourself. So even if you be like, nah, I think I was going 61, and they're like, nah, you were going 60, whatever. You basically already incriminated yourself, and that could be used against you in the court of law. So that's one of the jumps I'm like now, and I wish, I mean, I probably wish my father would have told me that a bit earlier, but yeah.
Because you said you think, but you didn't actually know how fast you were going. And they're going to wrap your ass up, dog. They're going to wrap your ass up.
Do you think that
the more you talk, the worse it gets.
My father was one of them bammers that could not stand the motherfucking police. And that was another thing. He always had something about, always saying something about, they always fucking with the black man and all this other shit or whatever. Yeah, this shit ain't nothing new to me, seeing this shit around here. I've been hearing that shit all my life.
Yeah.
Been hearing that shit all my life.
you think that
Shit ain't nothing new.
so you're essentially exercising your rights, technically, and you know what I'm saying? But like, do you think that makes matters worse?
Yeah.
I think it could.
Yeah.
Because 90% of these niggas are on a power trip.
Exactly. They want to feel inferior to you. They want
They want you to just listen and follow orders. That's it. I want you to listen and follow orders.
Like that's
Did y'all saw that white boy that got shot up in the hotel this week or last week or whatever?
That was
I heard something about that. Yeah, he was wilding, but
he wasn't, dog. You got to watch the video, dog. You got to watch the video. He was literally the police officer was giving him demands or whatever. He was telling him to get on his knees and lay down, put your hands out. And he did everything, dog. And the police officer kept going on saying, if you make a mistake, we will shoot you. If you make a mistake, we will shoot you. This nigga fell on the ground or some shit, and they popped his ass up, dog. I'm like, God damn, I'm tripping, dog. And and the police officer, he ain't had like no little 9mm or nothing like that. These niggas had like some long guns.
They got the rifles out now. The rifle is like
stupid shit.
They
had some stupid shit and lit his ass up, dog. I'm like, God, these niggas. This is exactly why they out here protesting, because it's ridiculous.
I'm about to send it to you right now.
Too much going on.
I think it was a while. I don't think it was this week. I think it might have just came back in the forefront this week or sometime. But I think it was a while back. But it definitely is like gruesome. Like, like never thought like somebody like, and like they was like toying with him too. It seemed like they was like toying with him because
it did.
It was like crawl to me, and then
and that's when he shot his ass.
On your face, and the dude was like, I'm trying, and you could tell like the guy was like scared out his life because you got guns drawn on you, but at the same time,
right.
And he had a pellet gun. That's what some people called him. The people called police because they thought he had some other shit, but he had a pellet gun or whatever.
And he was like a if I'm not mistaken, he was a like pest controller or something. So he used the pellet gun to shoot at like pets.
Oh shit! What? He actually had a reason to have that shit. Oh my god! There's a backstory. It's always a backstory. Damn.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Sad.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I've had like I think I had one bad experience with law enforcement.
Back to the question. Yeah.
One bad experience with law enforcement. I'm not gonna get into the story, but other than that, like as far as like being pulled over, man, I've had so many second chances given to me. It's ridiculous. It's like as far as like just I could have been, you know what I'm saying, DUI, all sorts of shit, speeding tickets, but like I've got a plethora of warnings Most of the cops that I've encountered, pretty nice ass motherfuckers, honestly. But a lot of people don't have those same. I just been blessed to have experiences. Some people just aren't as fortunate. You know what I'm saying?
The one time though, what do you chalk that up as?
I chalk that up as like Simo was saying,
Trip.
power tripping. It's just like cause you took a situation from here all the way into a different universe. It didn't even have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? But like they wanted to escalate shit to a certain point, and I don't know. That's why you gotta lawyer up.
We was with you that time.
You say what?
We was with you that time.
Oh, let's see. One.
Nigga, just yes or no. Yes or no? We was with you. The one time we was with you. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. That time, yeah. It didn't even have to go like that.
Exactly.
It had no reason. Like, cuz, what are y'all doing? But yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Man, the motherfuckers, man, they do whatever. The experience
thing I had. Go ahead.
The experiences I had, the motherfuckers do exactly whatever they want to do, and they will put whatever image that they have in their head onto you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have several. I'm not gonna go ahead. I can more than probably the hands on my fingers. I had.
Oh yeah, I did too. Because I drove a bubble Caprice before I had that caddy, and I feel like I got pulled over like every other day with that shit. Like
Oh yeah, they looking for you in that bubble.
Not exaggerating at all.
I had a over in Riverdale because when I had the Marquis, he said, "You driving this car in this neighborhood, this word for word. You driving this car in this neighborhood, I'm gonna pull you over every single time."
Yeah, they say that.
Hey, but look. Hold on. But that was the hood nigga car, though. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
Because
that's
they say so. Only because they say so.
Look.
Give me a foreign the first time.
But this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That was the hood nigga car. So obviously they're gonna look like. I remember my mom used to always tell, because my parents was very street savvy and shit. So my parents used to always say, "Don't be getting those cars because the police gonna pull your ass over." Like, you know, like literally said, "You look hot driving a car like that." Like they used to say, "Look at that hot ass car right there." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, of course you gonna get pulled over.
But that's not reason to pull somebody over though.
That don't mean it's right.
Of course it's not a reason. They can find any kind of way that they want to, but it's like you.
But we know though. But we know what they're looking for. Though.
It's like if you driving a car that's like inconspicuous. It's like their eyes are trained to see that, because probably most likely when they pull niggas over in those cars, they find something. So it's like they already trained in mind to look for those cars. I'm not sitting there saying that it makes it right, but even the whole reason niggas get those cars is because they hood nigga cars. You know what I'm saying? So you want that image, and then the niggas who got that image is getting arrested. So then that's what you create. Like you create that shit.
It wasn't even getting like pulled over. I got pulled over, put on the curb in handcuffs before anything else. Before
that shit happens.
That happens.
I'm in handcuffs.
That's not right though.
For no reason.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying if of course it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's right, but of course it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree. But think about the situation, and I'm going to economics right now.
Made it a point not to buy one of those cars for a reason.
17, 18. And that's what your uncle, tell you can buy for $500. And I'm not even gonna go there. Let's just
or if somebody give you that joint. Yeah.
Let's just talk about logistics, because the Crown Vics are very low cost, and so obviously a lot of people that ain't making a lot of money is gonna buy them. They cheap cop cars. That's what they are.
Hondas are low cost.
They were previously cop cars, and they're probably fucked up. And now everybody in the hood can get them. I mean, it's logistics. So to tell me that I can't do it, and I got a choice to get something better, I don't.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I understand that point, but at the end of the day, it's not like niggas is driving the hood nigga cars and then not having drugs in their car. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, it still don't make it. Niggas still going, like, when the cop pulls the niggas with those cars out, like, either economics or regardless, that has nothing to do with what you carrying in your car. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like weapons, niggas with weapons, all that shit. I had a Crown Vic. I probably got pulled over in that car 3 times. I probably had that car for about 3-4 years. And probably one time I had a bad experience. I wanted to go pick my brother up. It was my father's birthday. He was going to College Park. I wanted to go pick him up, and we riding through Langley Park on the way back home. And I had a bunch of air fresheners in my rearview mirror. Probably had like 6 of them joints. I used to just have them in there.
Yeah,
so the cop pulled me over.
You can't do that.
Air fresheners in my car, huh?
You had tents on your.
I was about to.
You said what?
You had tents on your.
No, I ain't had no tents. That's probably part of the reason why I didn't get pulled over in it. But I had that car. Like I said, I only probably got pulled over 3 times. But at that one time, so anyway, they pulled me over. They put the lights on me. I pulled over. Then they said, you got too many air fresheners in your car. And then the nigga was like, oh, I smell. He was like, well,
no, that's really a law.
Step out the car. He was like, oh, I smell marijuana. Step out the car. So obviously, I knew it smelled like weed in my car because I had just washed my car right before I picked my brother up. So that shit was fresh out the car wash. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Brand new air freshener in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I got out the car. It was probably like 3 or 4 police cars in there. These niggas just all came out. They told me and my brother to sit on the curb, and then they just went through my car. They took the back seat out. They just went through
damn, dog.
really looking for something. Ain't find nothing, and then it was like gave me a warning for the air fresheners, and then they just rolled out.
That's what I'm saying, man. And that's what I mean. Like any experience you have, I feel like the black man with it, it's always a cop trying to prove some shit. It don't have to be nothing going on. They put whatever in their head and just try to prove.
But the thing is, those cops it was a rainbow coalition of cops. It was like Asian cops, black cops. It was all
that's PG County, baby.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just white. I guess that was PG County, but it wasn't like it was just all white men. It was about all different races of cops that was doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the black cops was being an asshole.
That's what I mean. It's the mentality.
But just know, if you do have anything hanging from your rear view mirror, they call that an obstruction of view. So you can't pull you over for that shit.
These niggas got a whole computer
and make a big deal out of it.
Literally, in the front seat.
Having black tents, man. They can do shit, but you can't. That's crazy.
Hey, Rez, remember the time that I had to come pick you up? That night, remember what you said that they pulled you over right there in Moco. And you said that they was like, oh,
they already decided they was gonna pull me over when they see me walking through the parking lot. That's the thing. Right. I wasn't in the car, like I wasn't being hot. They looked at me and looked at Phil. And they said, "Oh,
I remember that shit."
What the fuck?
We got some action. Let's go get these niggas. We got some action.
Why he had to pick y'all up? What happened? Y'all couldn't stay with the vehicle?
We was walking to the car.
They said we matched the description, and then we had to wait.
Oh wow.
The eyewitness to pull up and like they shined a light in our face so we can't see who's looking at us. So who's just saying that was like a real interaction.
Exactly.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I got
that was crazy.
At the same time, they told P they say you're not like too hard to be in the gang or some shit, some stupid ass fucking like.
Yeah, some shit. Talking about MS-13.
Yeah, that's why I ain't moved to Moco. That's why I ain't get no house in Moco.
Yeah, so I got a story that still stick with me to this day. So this not even in the Crown Vic, this in the Caddy. And Caddy's like I don't know, it was some young cats that had the Caddy, but it was for the most part like an old 30-year-old man car, black guy car. But anyway, so I'm driving down the highway over there on 450 and Annapolis Road, and I'm getting on 50. And I had one light out. I ain't know I had one light out, so I get pulled over, right? And he don't come to my car. He wait for like 6 cars to come behind him. So he must have called like six cops behind him. Matter of fact, so I know he saw me because when I turned, I was facing him. So he looked right through my windshield and saw my face first. And then as soon as I made that left on 50, he pulled me over, right? And so I'm literally waiting for like 10 minutes for him to come to the door. And then 6 cops pull behind him. And he come at the door, start like knocking with his flashlight on the back door. And I already got the window open. So he like, die. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you, why you come over here and talk to me? Like, what are you doing? And he was like, I just want to see if you awake or not. I'm like, bro, like, what, do you want my registration and license? And so he looked at me, and then he see this, and he like, oh, you in the gang. I see the teardrop, right? I'm like, bro, this is not a teardrop. This is a chicken pox mark. Like, what are you talking about? Huh?
I got the same jump.
You got that too? Yeah, bro. Like he wrote it. I'm just trying to tell you. Like he wrote it on the report. Like I was in a gang, and so all of his friends come over, and they was like, yeah, I think I seen him around. I think blah 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 blah. And I'm like, man, just run my car, just run my stuff. Like I don't know. I was literally like just sitting in the back like this, like sitting like lean back because I was like, man, I didn't even do anything. And so they run my stuff. He comes back with like 3 dudes, and one's on the passenger side, one's on the rear, shining the light, and then he's on my side. And he's like, so can you tell me? He's like, can you tell me what's going on around here? I want to know everything. Tell me who you deal with. Tell me who the leader is. All of this shit, bro. I'm like, bro, like you got the wrong person. Like you pissing me off, and I'm telling you the truth. Like you pissing me off right now. So I'm telling you, he wrote the report. He gave me like $100 ticket for a light out, and he said that he put markings and tattoos and he put in a gang on the damn report.
You do that before.
And so like I took it, man. I took that shit to the court, and I told them I reported them and everything, but they ain't care.
Yeah.
They ain't care.
It's funny you say that though, because I remember my mom told me that sometimes the police will just pull you over. Just like because the certain cops will watch certain neighborhoods, so if they see your car a bunch of times, they might get curious. So they just pull you over just so they can have you in their system. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. So I remember one time I got pulled over and the dude was like, "Yeah, your car matches a car that committed a crime." Da 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 da. And then, but they didn't give me no shit. Like they just basically said that to me. And it was just basically saying, we're just looking out, trying to see if there's anybody with any weapons or anything like that. And then they was like, and then that was just it. And then I just kept it moving. But I told my mom that she was like, oh, they just did that just to have you and get you in their system. So if they pull you over, I guess, you automatically in their shit.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't just search my car just off of you want to. And they do that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not supposed. You're not supposed to be able to do that by law, but they do it.
They do it.
Yeah, power trip.
I got one more and then I'm gonna stop. So
recently,
I had the Charger, the RT joint with a little souped up, and so I'm coming off an exit, and this is actually in Virginia. I'm coming off an exit, and so there's a 18-wheeler like coming right in my lane, like he's turning right in my lane. So I had to like speed up, right? And so I sped up, and you can hear it. That shit is just like revving up because of the engine. And I see the cop near me, so I don't even go over the speed limit. I'm going like, so I'm coming off the ramp, so I'm going like 30, and then I hit all the way up to like 55. So the limit is 55. And so immediately after I pass the 18-wheeler, he pulls me over, and I know I didn't go over 55. So he pulls me over, and he says exactly what you said. He said, you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, I have no idea because I was going the speed limit. I said, could you tell me? And he was like, and then he looked at his speedometer and he said, let me check your tint. And I was like, what? I was like, you pulled me over, but you pulling your speedometer out and it says 55. I said, come on, like tell me the truth. What are you pulling me over for? And he was like, I see your tint is kind of low. And mind you, I think the tent in Maryland is different from VA. So the tent in Maryland you can have it a little bit darker than in Virginia. And so he come out with the little measuring thing, whatever the fuck that is, and he put it on the window, and I'm like 5% under what I'm supposed to be. And he was like, okay, man. He was like, I really don't have no reason else to stop you. I just wanted to tell you got a nice car and that thing sound good. I was like, you
hell no, man.
I mean, a lot of times they just be getting hunches. A lot of shit don't even be legit. They just get a hunch and they be like, they be looking for any reason to pull your ass over.
Trying to be a star.
A lot of times that shit, they just be going off a hunch. That'll be it.
Man, that pissed me off. Man.
Lately though,
Good to me, dog.
I be barking back because like I feel like this neighborhood I live in now, they be like for real like preying on these people around here.
Yeah.
I don't got time for this shit, so I be barking back.
Yeah, I barked back a couple of times. I don't even want to say those times because I probably shouldn't have said what I said. But I remember they pulled me over right in my subdivision once in Virginia, over there at that apartment, and right in the entrance where everybody was coming through. I was just pissed. Like he pulled me over because it was he said I was evading a light. So when you go like in between a bank or a car dealership so you can avoid a light.
Oh yeah, like through a gas station to get on the street and
he
shit.
was like, yeah, you can't do that, blah 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 blah. I'm like, bro, I'm headed home. Like I'm coming from the dealership. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I went off. I went off. I talked to him for like 20. I was like going back and forth with him for 20 minutes straight. I probably shouldn't have did that shit.
Like as soon
Man.
as you exercise your rights, you a smart guy, huh?
Yeah,
yeah. Exactly. They want any reason.
What I hate to hear is like when they ask you where you going, where you coming from. Nigga, I'm a free fucking person. I can go whatever fuck I want.
Doesn't matter, right? Does it matter?
Are you going to give me directions to get there faster? Other than that, shut the fuck up.
I don't know, man.
You trying to
like,
get me shot? You trying to get me shot? I can't ride with you.
This shit crazy. Man.
Like shit.
It's different now because I don't live where I used to live, and where I used to live in Bellhaven and Cheverly Terrace and Cheverly, man, that shit, like, it was state troopers and cops everywhere. Like, I knew I was going to get pulled over when I drove. Like, I was like, all right, I got to plan my day around getting pulled over. That's how bad it was.
City cops, county cops, state cops, all of them out there.
Hey, Pete, what the cops like in Colorado? What them cops like out there?
I mean, it's honestly, I haven't been pulled over out here like that, but I'm sure it's not even that stressful because they got everything. Like,
knock
I know
on
you
wood.
can legally carry unless it's like crime, like probably crime and like the riots. That's probably the most I've seen arrests. Other than that, like, yeah, because they got the freedom to smoke out here and like you can carry a certain amount. It's not a problem. So, and it's just I don't know, numb place anyway. Shit.
Because like, I was going to say, Phil, you grew up in different places too, right?
Yeah.
Now, because I think we're trying to get the perspective of what the cop, at least I am. I'm trying to get a perspective of what cops seem like outside of the DMV.
I did have a crazy experience though. It's the same thing. They stereotype cars. Y'all remember Curtis? I had a crazy experience with him. Like it was like we graduated 8th grade. We was about to go into high school and shit. It was this big ass dance at this arena we went to, but you only get invited. And we got pulled over after that. He had a Cadillac, old school joint. It was his grandfather's. And I remember the cops had us like outside the car. It was snowing, like crazy shit. And like that was my first time. I was like, I guess you can say traumatized because I couldn't believe the shit that was going on. And then it was just like, I don't know. We weren't even doing anything. It was literally just coming from a dance, like, and we were young. So I don't know. That shit was traumatizing. But I've been pulled over, like, in New Jersey too. They were like assholes, like real sassy type, aggressive dudes. But like, they knew if you I don't know. Like, I feel like they always look for a reason. So if you don't give them too much of a reason, they can't do anything. Of course, they're gonna always push the limit. But they were crazy in New York too. Yeah, and then DMV, I had a couple, like, I mean, aside from the shit with Reds and like, it's a couple other interactions, but they act the same too. Maryland, Virginia, and DC, shit, they are the same.
Yeah, my father, because I mean, other than those little hunches that the police have and shit like that, but as far as like interaction with them, I never had too many like, I ain't really experienced too much aggression from police though.
Oh,
but my father, he used to always tell me, he was like, when you deal with police, just be respectful, be cordial, yes sir, no sir. And then he was always said, don't give them no emotion, because when you give them emotion, you lose control of the situation. They can take it and do whatever they want to do with it, whether you right or wrong. Within the emotion is where they can use your emotions against you. So always be calm and cool. And I guess that's why I never had any aggression from police before, because I never seem nervous. I'm always calm and cool when I'm around them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
They give you aggression sometimes for that though, because they want their reaction.
Yeah, I know. I was saying, and you
Yeah.
don't give it to them. That's, you know what I'm saying. You
But
gotta
I
stay.
think that's the beauty of the DMV though, because like you said, when you did get pulled over, Marcus, you had the whole Rainbow Coalition out there joint. So
It ain't always
it's not
like that though.
Yeah,
Hey, Randall
but
Randall
PG
got to
County,
come back for that one.
PG
I
County.
want to hear Randall's comeback for that, just because Randall's face just jumped. So I want to hear Randall.
Yeah. It don't honestly, I've never had no problems in PG County. I mean, I've had experiences, you know, but it's like I have this side with Marcus. I haven't had no aggression. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm like 16, 17 walking down the street and the boys roll up on me. I'm not even driving. The boys just roll up on me. I'm going to my man's house. We about to go play Madden or some shit, whatever the fuck. And they just roll up on me, talking about we need to you fit the description of somebody. We need to pat you down and all this other shit. But I'm like, I got the same lesson from my pops. Just play it cool or whatever. We still can't stand the fucking police, but just play it cool. And I ain't had no problems. You know, I fit the description of somebody who just stabbed somebody up at the mall or whatever the fuck. And the thing about it is like it's crazy because being light skinned, you know what I'm saying? It's like they talking about I fit the description of some fucking Latino or some Mexican motherfucker that
shit,
stabbed somebody. They say I fit the description of somebody that just stabbed some motherfucker at the mall.
Yeah, that ain't fair, man.
That's some real shit though.
I'm literally a block away from my house. I'm walking from my house a block over to my boy's crib to go play some Madden or some shit or whatever. And they saying I fit the description or whatever. They patted me down and dog, literally they held me there until they brought a witness drive by. They had a witness drive by and say, "Oh yeah, that wasn't him." That could have been it for me, dog. That could if they said, "Oh yeah."
Do you know?
You know what I'm saying? Or mistaken identity or some shit like that.
That shit happened to me before too. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, finish your story.
No, I just had one more, dog. I just had one more.
No, you got it.
That was, and it was literally on the same block. Me and my boys. I think this might have been freshman or sophomore year at Bowie. I had went back to the crib for the weekend or whatever and shit, and we went to go hoop. We went to go hoop at the basketball court and shit. And we stopped at not the 7-Eleven, but we stopped at the Highs back then. I don't know if y'all know about them joints, but the Highs. We stopped at the Highs to go get like some Gatorades or some shit, whatever the fuck. It's like about five of us going in that joint, and we come out. We was all wrapping it up inside the store, and then we come out. As soon as we come out, it's like 6, 7 police, PG County police and Laurel police out there joint with guns drawn and shit, talking about get on the ground, all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, dog? At that age, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dog? And they cuffed us, had us on the side and shit, talking about, oh yeah, somebody called in that y'all niggas was robbing the store and all this other shit. They tossed the whip up, pull seats out, pull the fucking the vents out to see if we had guns or whatever the fuck stashed in that joint.
Dog, that shit's crazy.
My boy Diedrich was back, was home from the Air Force and shit, and this nigga was going wild. I'm like, oh my god, dog, just fucking chill out. Please don't let us get shot the fuck up out this joint, dog. Please, dog, just chill the fuck out. Just let them do what they gotta do, because you know there's nothing. I know we ain't had shit in that joint, dog. We don't have nothing in the car. I don't even know. We talking about, dog, just go talk to the fucking store clerk. Everybody purchased their fucking shit in this joint. Nobody's robbing shit. But I don't know who the fuck, because it's like a old folks home across the street from that joint, and what I was thinking the whole time is like some old white motherfucker said that
Probably.
these black folks in that joint running in there and trying to rob some shit, gunpoint or whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck happened, but that was the worst experience I had. But it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no aggression. It wasn't no crazy shit. I definitely understand if you get a call that somebody's fucking holding the store up at gunpoint, yeah, it's gonna be some shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? I've never really actually had no aggression towards me.
Man,
No,
As
that's
far as
when
like
I was
back then. Like I didn't know any better, so I probably was in a lot of positions where police have taken advantage of the situation. But now that I know
mhm.
better, like I'm not tolerating a lot of shit that they be trying to pull. And then for the most, I mean, like they recognize that shit. So
Yeah, man.
yeah.
They just be wrong. Like I said, they just be trying to problem solve and shit. I had a crazy experience. I was leaving Atlanta one time, and there they didn't have like a airport like garage, so you gotta park at like a hotel and shit. They be making you like you have to like rent a spot at a hotel, like a parking spot. So I'm not gonna say the name of the hotel because I like it there, but uh one time I was leaving and they have a shuttle that leaves from the hotel to take you to the airport. But man, this fucking driver took my bag off of the shuttle because I put it on the shuttle and had to run back in the hotel real quick. Takes my bag off because he thought I just got there and put it at the front desk like the asshole. So I get to the so we go to the terminal. I don't have my bag. I'm asking him, I'm like, yo, where's my bag? I have this bag right here. He's like, oh, I left it at the hotel. So we had to go back to the hotel, right? So as we go back to the hotel, I remember I had to go back to my car too. So I'm running through the parking lot, and these cops stop me like while I'm running to my car, and they're like, yeah, we heard about some break-ins in the parking lot, blah blah blah. Just like hem me up real quick. Um, Wanted to search my car, everything else, but I happened to see the bus driver like that was that I was riding with, and like he has to end up talking to them to let me out of the shit. And then like later on, when I got back, I asked if they found the people. They ended up finding the people. But still, like, long story short, that's what I'm saying. They were just trying to pin that shit, like, just to solve it on. They didn't ask me for ID for real. They were just more
Right.
like,
We're just trying to get somebody.
yeah, anybody. And they saw me running through the parking lot. So they were just like, oh, he must have just broke into the car. But I was
You
just
look
going to my
guilty.
car. Yeah, trying to catch the shuttle at the same time, man. It's fucking
that's
crazy.
what I was talking about last week. Like when you try to like relay this message to white people, and they always talking about, but what are you doing? Like, what are
Yeah,
you doing?
exactly. It's like, lady, running to my car. That's
What are
what
you
I was
doing?
doing.
Why are you running?
But
Contrary to
Because I
popular
had to catch
belief,
the
police
shuttle.
aren't supposed to kill guilty people either.
but
Shit.
the same white people will be like big fans of like super corrupt like cop movies and shit like that, and they just can't like they can't like give rationale to like that thought.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, that's true though.
You're stupid. I seen a fucking meme talking about the motherfuckers, the white folks that would be like, oh man, the government can't keep us out of here. They can't keep us locked up and shit. Fuck that shit or whatever. But then the same motherfuckers that tell you, oh, you had the protest. Just listen to the police. Get your ass back in the house. What are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog.
I don't even like to.
Come.
You know how like let's say if like something, let's say your tire or something fuck up and you get a flat tire. You know how you pull over, you try to change and shit. Them motherfuckers just pulled over and they'll come and like park, put their lights on and shit. And you know what I'm saying? It's like cars. You might have some cars or whatever, some tree or something in the car. You'd be like, I don't need your help, dog.
Someone told me, hurry the fuck up, changing my tire. A police officer pulled over and said, hurry the fuck up. But if I was a white woman, you probably would have changed that shit for me.
Oh yeah, I've seen that shit. I've seen them out there doing that.
Hey, fuck
What
up,
about you,
cuz.
Al? You talked about anything?
I mean, I ain't got no real crazy stories except for like, I mean, no real crazy stories. I guess I'm lucky and fortunate. I ain't really had none. I mean, the craziest one I had, and it was like minor, but like I was driving in North Carolina. Me and old girl Jennifer was driving to North Carolina, going to A&T, and like literally I got pulled over. He said I was going too fast. Got pulled
In North Carolina? You got pulled over in North Carolina?
I don't know if I was in North Carolina or if I was like on the brink of Virginia.
VA.
And
they pull your ass.
like literally, the cop told me to get out of the car and walk back and sit in the passenger seat of his car. And I think that was like the crazy. I mean, like the shit wasn't like
What?
saying like a rough encounter or a wild encounter, but that joke was like the craziest experience I think I
Weird.
where the nigga told me to sit in the passenger seat of his car while like checking my ID and checking my registration, and I was like so confused and like
weird shit.
What, you want to chop it up? You want to have a conversation?
Like,
Weird shit. That is weird though. Like what the
that
fuck?
is. That's some.
I ain't
That's
never
some
heard
movie
of that.
shit. That's
That's
like.
I ain't never heard of it.
That's the
You sure that
opening
was a
scene
cop?
to a movie.
Yes,
You
yes.
sure
I'm
that
sure
was a cop?
and I've been pulled over plenty of times.
Put me in the front seat. He put me in the front
Say it again?
seat, was speeding, and he hit the brakes, and my head hit the window.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's dirt.
Yeah,
All
mean,
on
like-
Personal Road.
yeah. I was just sitting in the car, like he was sitting there, he was checking my ID and checking my registration, and that's when he was asking me questions, trying to figure out like where I was going, where I was coming from and shit. But
I
like
heard
it
of that though.
was literally just like weird, like leaving Jen in the car, walking back to the police car, and like trying to figure out like,
Yeah, what's going on?
am I good? Like I've never encountered that shit before. And then I mean like some other encounters where I've been in the wrong, and like plenty of times where I've been in the wrong, like had Tree in the car and still acting a fool, but luckily I had somebody else in the car to calm me down. But I think for the most part, I think I'll say I've been fortunate to not necessarily deal with too many bad experiences. I know I've been profiled. I know I've been picked out, like literally basically walk to my car and watch me drive in whatever car I was in, like basically like say, you know what I'm saying, we're going to target that car, saying that I ran a stoplight in my neighborhood, but I know my neighborhood like the back of my hand. But I mean, as far as like bad, true bad interactions, I think like I said, that jump was just the weirdest one, like hopping back and getting in the passenger seat of a cop car.
Isn't it weird though how like some of the laws though are like skewed towards like it automatically like puts like African Americans in that category. Like you can't have your music too loud. Nigga, I bumps my shit. You know, we put subs and shit and all our shit. You know, we listen to music loud, you can't have your music that loud. You know, black people, we like to have air fresheners or dice or
graduation tassel.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Graduation tassel. Like
your baby shoes.
Nah, I just the graduation tassel. Like I think I had my graduation from high school. I think I had my graduation tassel in the rearview mirror for probably about 3 or 4 years. Maybe not. Maybe I'm lying. Probably like 7 years after high school, and then I probably switched over to the college jump. And like literally, I would get pulled over for the obstructive view, and like not even like really about it. But like that jump, to me, that jump was like a staple in our black community. Like literally, almost all the people cars I used to hop in, we would have the graduation tassel, and we thought like a bad rite of passage, and like it signified that I was not necessarily somebody, but it signified I was on the path to something. And let alone that jump literally was a reason, and a reason that the cops was able to pull us over just because we had a graduation tassel with the year of our graduation on and in the window.
Damn, I didn't even think about it like that. That's crazy. Because that is like a statement too. That's a statement for us. They probably would, probably is some hating shit, some underlying hating shit. That's what it sounds like too.
Luckily, we are smart enough not to be not too hot-headed about this shit when we get pulled over or whatever, because we might not be here. Because you know the boys is doing whatever the hell they want to do. They've been doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah, it's trifling. It's trifling now.
So just a quick question. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to like rate where your awareness was to knowing like where cops were, like when you're driving, or not even when you're driving, but you're driving and like you're out and about, like if you were to say like on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest and like 10 being like, I know exactly where cops are, I know exactly how they're going to operate, or how it's going to come about, where would you rate yourselves on?
100. 100.
Well, I would say when I was younger, when I used to have a Crown Vic, and I used to ride around and smoking that joint too. So my alert used to be like through the roof. when I used to when I was younger, like for police, like nigga, if a cop was going in the other direction, I was trying to avoid, evade that nigga, even if he was going down the other way of the street. But like now I'm older, I don't even really be paying the police. I don't ride around and smoke no more. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a Crown Vic. I don't have like a bubble and nothing like that. So I don't really even be paying attention. I don't even really be seeing them like that. To be honest with you, like I don't really pay attention.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I was during the whole Bush administration. I was right around on expired tags, so I know. I was looking at. I know exactly. I know exactly what police headlights look like. I know. I knew, dog. Let me ride behind you, dog. I'm not getting in front of you. Shit. Just today, when we was going looking at some houses and shit. Coming from fucking Towson, I seen, dog, oh my God, they got so many goddamn state troopers out there joining. These niggas are in pickup trucks. They in Explorers. They in fucking little Chevy cars and shit, dog. I'm not passing none of them. I'm going to let you go in front of me and I'm going to ride behind you, dog. I'm going to ride right behind you. I know exactly. I may, even if I'm in an area that I don't know, I know what a cop car looks like and what it should look like. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, don't you hate them undercover joints like that just ran, like you'll be driving, you have no idea that was the police, and then they lights just come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Those
all the joints I seen today were
the
unmarked
worst.
cars. They were all unmarked cars. I didn't see nobody with no
But
police or nothing on the car.
But a lot of times the unmarked joint, the unmarked ones be the obvious. I'm talking about when they be using like a 97,
like
you know
a
what I'm
Honda
saying?
or some shit.
Old ass shit.
Oh no, that
like, you know
yeah.
Sometimes
they be using
pick up trucks and shit. Like,
That's what fucked me up today. I seen a nigga pulled over today by a fucking pickup truck. I was like, damn, I didn't know they was riding them joints. I did not know they was riding
that shit.
And it'd be different colors too. I seen like gold. I see maroon, navy.
I seen green.
Gray.
Yeah, gray.
Joints now.
Yeah. I was like, what? Just like you said, Hondas, all that.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm still aware. Like, even when I got a suit on and I'm driving, a car that should never be profiled, I'm still aware of that shit, man. Because I feel like they'll pull you over regardless. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, maybe that's how I came up. So I already got that ingrained in me.
Exactly.
But I feel like they all they need is a reason. You know what I'm saying? And
sometimes they don't though.
If they having a that's what I'm saying. If they having a bad day, I'm talking about on their end. You could be doing everything right. If they having a bad day, man, sometimes there's no way that you can get out of an argument or a situation. Like, they want you to. Anyway,
yeah, I look at it like it's out of my control. So while I put my energy into it, what's going to happen is going to happen. I can walk outside and get hit by a car in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to worry about that shit. That's just like random shit.
So it's not about worrying to me.
No, fuck that. Yeah, no, fuck that. I see the police. I'm gonna let them go ahead and do their thing.
I don't want to get pulled over in the first place. I don't think it's about worrying. I think it's just about being aware and cognizant of my situation and surroundings.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think for me, it's like I'm probably at like a 9. If I was going like 9 to 10, I would probably be at like a 9. But then, like when I'm on road trips, that's the only time my shit drop me, just because I don't be knowing where they be tucked away in. Like they legit be tucked away on the highways, and that's where I always end up getting my damn tickets at when I'm on road trips. Right around no fucking tickets.
But it's crazy. Like
you don't use Waze
now, but like if this, like what 70 years ago, that ticket could turn into you getting your ass hung. You know what I'm saying? Like on some crazy shit. That means for that shit. I mean,
especially if you got some shit on you
for walking down the fucking street. Like you were saying, like we have multiple stories. Obama said they was just walking down the street.
Yeah.
Get your ass lynched. I mean, and that shit still technically happens today because we seen the shit. But
we just saw one.
Why is it so much though? Like the last 3 or 4 weeks. Like, why is it like it seemed like it's happening more than ever?
These hangings?
Yeah.
Yo, man,
I don't think it's that it's more than ever. I think it's been happening, dog. Because I've seen like throughout the years, even before this year, I've been seeing reports about it. I mean, there was a I don't know if y'all remember, there was a story about a dude, a black dude getting they chained him or strapped him to the back of a pickup truck and just drug his body and shit or whatever the fuck, like a
Yeah, I
couple
heard
years
about
ago.
that.
Yeah, but no, we're talking about the hangings. Like in this
Yeah,
alone, in this past
same
week
shit.
alone, I think it's been like 5 at least
Yeah,
reported Jones.
all over the country too.
And I might be sizing them 5. I know of at least like 3.
Nah, it's about 5.
No, it is 5. I think it is 5.
and,
Yeah,
and like and like and they're ruling them
no
suicide.
cap.
That's the fucked up. I mean, like the hanging as a whole, like that shit is like really fucked up for me.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you rule it as a suicide, like, and these bombers are like in places, like, and you talking about like these bombers just hung themselves from a tree in 2020, bro. And
Nah.
My wife was asking me about
decide he going out like that from a tree. Yeah?
Ain't no
No,
black
sir.
man hanging himself for her.
No,
exactly.
sir.
Exactly. My
And-
wife was
and-
asking about that, and you know she's not from here. She's from Puerto Rico and shit. She was like, "Is this shit really happening?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah. What you mean? Yeah, it's really happening. It's like, who do you? There. First of all, I mean, I know they don't. It's not this the shit they teach in school out there is like totally different from out here. But it's like, dog, like Alex was saying, like what black person do you know, or is if you're gonna commit suicide anyway, you're just gonna go hang yourself from a tree?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go hang yourself from a tree. There's so many other ways you can kill yourself, but you're gonna go hang yourself from a tree.
Yeah, man, and just the timing of all that too. After everything that's been going on,
Right.
like, and it's been different spots, like big, like wasn't it like Cali, New York?
Yeah, it was 2 in Cali, 1 in Texas.
Texas.
It was one in DC in like January. It seemed like, maybe I might be wrong, maybe January, in between like January and March, either early this year or last year. And like that,
I think that,
like it got,
yeah.
it was like, it seemed like it got swept under the rug. Like, I feel like these Joes should be getting like a lot more attention than they do, because I don't believe, and this is just my personal belief, I don't believe no black man is hanging himself from a tree.
Right.
They're not getting, they're not getting that much attention because of what the fuck is going on right now with the protests and all that shit. It's gonna be fucking.
It's just
stupid.
too much going on, dog. We're oversaturated with shit. You can't keep up with anything.
I forgot who it was. Somebody in power, whatever the fuck. But like, whoever, you know what I'm saying, they don't want black unity. If there's some black unity going on out this joint, it's gonna be a motherfucking problem.
True.
So you can't put that shit on front page news or whatever the fuck. Niggas gonna have a problem. They already had a problem with a nigga just kneeing on somebody's neck or whatever, and now we got motherfuckers getting hung out this joint like it's fucking 1750 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog.
Exactly. Like, man, just like he said.
The one
That
that
shit
was
is real.
the one that was in
That shit is definitely real though, huh?
The one that was in Palmdale, California. I mean, did you hear like what happened afterwards? Like his brother got into a shootout, and he had his girl and his daughter in the car.
Dang, I didn't know his girl.
I heard something about that.
Early today or like last night.
I heard about his brother.
So they was probably either targeting him or he was uncovered. That's how I look at it.
So you say, so say it one more time. So you saying like
the dude that was found hung, his brother, well, they keep saying half brother, but I mean, if that's your brother, that's your brother. His brother was he was either like a traffic stop or just like some type of altercation, and they said he opened his passenger door. Now, how you open his passenger door? That's his girl. His girl didn't get arrested. Opened his passenger door, opened fire, went to the police, and they killed him.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
you know they gonna take out the whole bloodline. You start talking, some shit, any hints towards whatever. Like I said,
all the fans be refuting like all type of like suicidal, like
Yeah.
It's like a movie, man. It's like it's gonna be like a mystery movie type shit or something.
Like Sandra Bland, she said on camera, like, I don't have any suicidal thoughts, like, and then boom.
Yeah.
But why though? Like the question is why? Like
That's the biggest thing. Why is it done this way?
To lower the frequency, to kill the spirit.
that shit is that's some demonic ass shit too.
It is.
I mean,
Because that's what it has to be now. It has to be next level shit. It has to affect you emotionally, psychologically, all that.
I mean, like that's like you're making a statement. Just like even if you go even further back in history, where they used to crucify Bama's, you know what I'm saying? It was
Witch
like
hunting and shit.
making a huge statement by doing that. That's like the most humiliating and worst way that you could possibly. I don't know. That's just demonic as fuck for me. I don't have no answer for
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing other than that shit.
I mean,
You think it's gonna stop?
I mean, this
What's gonna stop?
This 2020 shit is wild, bro. Like,
Yeah, man. 6 months in is crazy. Only half a year in.
I can't say if it's going to stop, but I guess we'll be seeing it until election time is over. We'll keep getting these stories. So, but I mean, you know, as far as it happening, we don't know. We have no idea if it's going to be happening. But as far as it being reported to us, yeah, we'll keep getting these stories until election time is over.
Yeah, man.
The crazy part about it is though. I was just gonna say the crazy part about it is it's not like the news is reporting it. It's like we getting this shit from social.
Yeah,
that's why I'm getting it. I'm not seeing it on the news. I'm seeing it from social.
That's what I'm saying. But once all this is over with, this whole election time period, that's these stories are even if they come up on like it's like because of the way that the mainstream media is putting everything out, it kind of trains you where to look. So now it's like, you know, everything that's everybody is going to start talking about all their racist experiences. Everybody going to start talking about this. You know, it's the thing to look for. It's the thing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what's trending right now.
Yep.
What's trending
It's
right
2020,
now.
Man. It's 2020, man.
Your attention is being directed. You know what I'm saying? So once the election period is over, you know, we'll probably be on some other shit, maybe a new disease or something.
No, but so this is what I was thinking. Just think about how many cases is about to come up in the next couple months. You know what I mean?
COVID?
Nah, I'm just talking about all of these indictments and all of these, you know, verdicts that gotta be judged like back to back to back to back. So I don't see this shit getting better, man. I feel like somebody's gonna get away. One of these cops is gonna get away scotch-free, and then it's gonna be back to where we are
I don't
right
think
now.
so.
The Breonna Taylor jump because like
I don't think so.
They already like
it's gonna be riots.
They boarded up
yeah, that might be the only one to get away. That Breonna Taylor.
You said? What'd you say, Randall? They what?
They boarded up the courthouses over there, so you already know they're gonna issue the verdict, and then boom.
Oh, true. I didn't know they boarded up the courthouses that quick.
Oh.
It's gonna be what Dave Chappelle said. The streets are gonna, you know.
The streets gonna talk.
Yeah,
it's man.
Crazy, man. I feel like it's gonna get crazier. Like all of these back to back, bro. Like just think about all of this.
It already gave you a flash. It just gave you a little taste. That's just a little taste. That's what I'm saying.
How'd y'all feel about the Dave Chappelle Jones? The 8.
I ain't see it yet, though. Hold up. I've been trying to watch this shit. Is it on? It said it's supposed to be a fucking Netflix.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Is it only 30 minutes? Everywhere.
Is it only 30 minutes?
Yep.
It's like 27 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like half of the joint. That's why I didn't watch this shit. I expected it to be like an hour or some shit.
Nah, it's like a vent session. I felt like, but he was saying some
comedy.
Yeah, real ass shit. Yeah, and it's crazy how like those numbers be correlating with him too, like them numerics, man. Oof, like that was kind of eerie.
Like what do they call it? Commandria, some stuff like that.
I forget, yeah, just that. But I felt like he was talking some real shit. I like Dave Chappelle.
So that
and
leaves,
it was.
We gotta talk about Tulsa one episode. We gotta.
You talking about Black Wall Street?
But look though, it's 2020, dog. It's 20. This the way I look at all this shit right now. It's 2020. Just like it's 2020. You have 2020 vision, dog. I think everything is coming to light. Niggas are able to see what the fuck is going on out this joint. You got the white folks out here going crazy with the black votes because they're just now seeing, they're just noticing that it's racism out this motherfucker. You know? It's like I think 2020 is gonna be, well, I mean, we already halfway through the shit, just about. You know what I'm saying? But
And
I
it's
think
been heavy.
it's heavy. It's fucking
It's
heavy.
heavy.
This shit has come to light.
Next year,
Niggas are seeing what the fuck is going on at this joint. I think that the 2020 shit is symbolic. I think it's. We'll see what the fuck happens next year, but
we didn't have like a recap when this motherfucker over.
Oh yeah, we definitely, y'all niggas,
Man.
be more.
And that's
Don't
what's
go
so
to wear
crazy.
cheese. We got this fucking overtime is gonna be lit.
Hey,
What?
what happened with that Freddie Gray trial? Did what happened with those cops? Did they get off? What was the outcome of that?
I believe they got off. I'm pretty sure they got off. I believe they got off.
I mean, but was there riots over that
Oh,
when they got off? Cause was that big mainstream news when they got off?
Which one was Freddie Gray?
Freddie, the one in Baltimore, because I remember that was like a real big story a few years ago.
Oh, those were the riots.
Remember the riots that happened in Baltimore a few years back, about 3-4 years ago?
Those thugs.
About 3-4 years ago.
Thugs.
And so what happened to those cops? Because I just want to know if the story was still in the mainstream, like if everybody's consciousness. So
I don't believe it is. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they're scot free.
What the outcome was with the cops.
They got off.
Yeah, they probably got off.
Yeah,
so what did the streets respond to that?
I don't believe so.
Was it more riots after they got off?
For a little bit.
Yeah, I think there were riots. I think there was riots. But I think the way we talk about riots is different. So I don't think there were like any like huge riots, whereas though we saw anything of the sort of like
Fucking shit up.
Yeah,
LA riots.
Minnesota.
I don't think it was like that. I think it was like protests, like, you know what I'm saying, like strong, meaningful protests. Because I remember it was some protests here in DC too.
People gathering and talking.
You talking about after they got off, or you talking about around the original?
I think I'm pretty sure after they got off, if I remember correctly. After they got off, it was like little protests, and when I say protests, I mean like signs and everything. As far as like riots and stuff, I don't think anything of that sort. However, with this time, it's hard to say if these cops were to get away. Like Louisville, this shit crazy as fuck. Like they passed a law for Breonna Taylor. They got a Breonna's law, but the cops are still free. But
oh my god, I know.
Like if
just did that like a couple days ago.
You know what's so crazy? The funny thing about this shit, because I'm looking at it, I just Googled it real quick. Freddie Gray, all this shit was going on. Guess what year that was? Just take a wild guess. What time? Okay, so that was 2015, and the cops were acquitted in 2016.
Obama was still here. Yeah.
4 years ago. 4 years. That was exactly 4 years ago. So here we are, 4 years later. So it's just what a crazy coincidence that it's like every 4 years niggas seem to go on these riots after all this, all this imagery of black men getting killed by police and shit. Like that's just what a crazy fucking coincidence that was 4 years ago. That's wild.
Yeah.
Graduate to the next level. That's what it is, man. This shit's crazy. But it will be fire if they get acquitted, if they get off, everything's gonna burn. I'm serious. Like it's
especially
about to get scary.
with all the white people involved now. We got more white people on our side. So
they be the most lit. They
the most lit. So I guess they the streets. I guess white people the streets that's talking now.
You saw you saw the white chick that burned the Wendy's in Georgia.
Yep. With her people, with another white person too, right?
That's Is that what Dave Chappelle meant when he said the streets gonna respond to white people that don't even live in those neighborhoods coming out there to riot? That's what he talking about, them niggas.
Hey, he talking about everybody though. I feel like because everybody just tired, yo. Well, I mean not everybody, but we tired. But regardless, it's gonna be shit. It's not gonna be a good look. If you had the opportunity to loot something, would you?
Nah. That karma, bro.
What do you mean opportunity? Go out your way to get there. You know what's going on.
You saw? I know, man.
wouldn't do that shit.
And there's no way you're gonna get away. There's no way. There's no way. You saw like those people. I don't know where it was at. Ice Cube tried to pay the 100,000 that
In
they
Walmart.
destroyed the Walmart.
In
Yeah,
Florida.
that's crazy too. They just straight up walked in there and did that.
Yeah, nah. I'm with Shaq. I don't want the karma, yo. I don't want the karma coming back on me.
No, I definitely feel you, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look at the one white dude that got his ass beat by J.R. Smith. You know what I'm saying? That was instant karma right there.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, that nigga J.R. coming out like, hold on, what my car got to do with this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? So he beat this shit out his ass. So I mean, hey,
Yeah, man.
you know, it happens.
Did you see the video?
Like he was
J.R.
beating this shit.
Yeah.
Did you see the not even a video of JR kicking his ass? Did you see the video JR posted after he beat his ass? That nigga was like, nah, for real. Like, if y'all see a video of me ass, I did the shit. Don't ask no questions. I did the shit. That nigga was in my car, and that was me fucking him up. I did the shit. What y'all hear? Nobody else. I did it.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
And the funny
crazy
thing though, the boy, the white boy was like screaming for his life, like somebody help! Like he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was screaming like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild, man.
I ain't seen the joint. I heard about it.
He was beating the shit out of his ass too.
He said he was, man. They was like in suburbia somewhere too.
Yep. He said he parked on the side street and shit. He said he parked. And like the nigga. Like,
Can you be mad? Can you be mad though? Can you be mad at the man?
Yes, that's why he said he parked there, because he said he parked on the side street. He said he was away from all the cars, and the nigga tried to break in his car, or not even break in his car. He just bust his window or something.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Can you be mad at J.R. Smith though?
No, I thought you were talking about the other dude.
Fuck no. No. Fuck no. First of all, what are you breaking somebody's car window for? What the fuck does that have to do with the protest?
Yeah, see,
You know
I know.
That's the reason why I went Luke, because I'm looking at that shit like, you know, it's a small businesses. Some of them businesses was black owned that was getting destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck I'm gonna do?
And then you gonna go fuck somebody's car up?
Like, that ain't got nothing to do with the protest. Like, I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with the issue right there. So why would I go steal? That's like me taking advantage. Like, oh, black man got killed. Let me go take advantage now and go steal some shit.
It's only a big deal.
Like, if George Floyd never died, I wouldn't be in position to get money. So I'm taking advantage of George Floyd's death. I wouldn't be in a position to loot if he never died. So I'm taking advantage of him.
Right. Yep. So let me fuck up your car too. Fuck out of it. I would have beat the fucking brakes off that nigga. I wish the fuck he would. I wish the fuck I would come over and fuck on my shit.
So since we talk about George Floyd and we talk about racial injustice, I'm gonna just switch the topic just a tad bit. Stay with me. Have y'all heard Kyrie? What Kyrie is? Not only Kyrie, Avery Bradley, as well as among other people, how they are talking about, or what they're talking about, either sitting out or not sitting out, and some of their quote unquote demands for the NBA restart for the year.
Yes, sir. Stephen A. Smith don't want no parts of that shit. He don't want none of
that nigga just fiending. I've been watching Stephen A. this whole shit. That nigga been fiending for some basketball.
You right, man.
That nigga just wants to see some basketball. That's all it is, yo. Like, man, he has a personal agenda. Like,
you love the game.
This is my thing. First of all, Kyrie ain't even in the playoffs. They ain't even playing. He ain't playing. KD ain't playing. And I feel like from somebody that's not even going to play, like, when does Kyrie speak on racial issues in the past? And when do we look up to him?
That was Stephen A.'s whole point.
When do we look up to him for advice? But wow, I mean, even if he was right,
a lot of niggas been speaking up who ain't been speaking up at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, so that's one. I think that if they do resume the NBA though, then they have a platform, right? Because it's on them. They could say, hey, let's implement this at the beginning of the segue or beginning of the show. Or let's have a discussion for 5 to 10 minutes and bring light to it. I don't want this to die down, so I want this to happen throughout the whole season. Like something like that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they have more of a platform if they actually play. Because what's the alternative, you know? Like what how are they going to reach the audience that they reach right now if there's no NBA season?
You talking like how's Kyrie gonna reach?
Nah, I'm talking about anybody. Like they saying that they ain't gonna play because they want all the social justice attention to be on what the movement is right now. But my point is, if you don't play and you don't have that platform, you know what I mean? All the NBA players in the league, you think they're gonna get as much visibility as they are if they play?
I'm saying if he can get all the stars not to play, then there's no focus on a bullshit ass league that you're gonna call the NBA now. But if you get all the players to play in his league, then
yeah, how long that's gonna take?
It don't matter.
I agree with you. I think they should start their own league, but the argument is to play this season or not play this season. And I feel like if you're saying you just don't want to play because you want attention on the racial matters and the issue, to me, you have more of a platform if you're going to be on TV with that audience. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
When will be the time they talk though?
That's what
if they playing, no, I'm saying, but if they playing, if the bigger platform is while they playing basketball, so is it like they're gonna use like after the game or like at the post games to address certain things? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna say this. This is
what I just touched on. I said if they had like a 10-minute or 15-minute forum before the game, I think before the game would be better because when the game's done, everybody turn the TV off. But you know, before the game and maybe even halftime, if they did have a a back and forth or a table talk or something like that, I think it would bring awareness. And I think some of the stuff that they doing behind closed doors, some of these conversations that they having with players and coaches and even owners for like 2-3 hours. I feel like if some of those conversations were shared, all of that stuff's internal. I get that. But I feel like if some of that conversation, some of the same, talks were shared nationwide on TV, like I feel like more people will understand, man.
Yeah. I think.
Do you think? Oh, go ahead. No, you got it.
No. I was just gonna say. I think so. My thing about the whole situation is, I see both sides of the equation. I understand both sides. And if I had to pick, I like Ja Bang with Avery Bradley's solution more. Yeah. So Avery Bradley got like a solution, whereas though a plan, not a solution, a plan. Whereas though it's like, yeah, we still go play basketball. We still satisfy our contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody who wants to play, and this isn't even talking about COVID. This is literally just talking about the racial injustice and social justice going on. But so like we actually together our list of demands that the NBA and the NBA owners must meet. So it's like right now I think they got like 4 people in charge of like decision making deals or decision making processes in the NBA. And like what Avery Bradley is proposing is like in the NBA plan they put more black people in charge. There's no reason for it to be an NBA with all black people. Sorry, not all black people. Majority black people, hands down, majority black people, and not many black decision makers in the league. And then the same way he actually talking about like actually having like black businesses or owners partnering with black businesses and black vendors to incorporate even more money, not only into the black community, but also the black experience.
That was Stephen A's whole argument today.
Stephen A is a talking head right now.
He is. But that was his whole argument today. He was like, there's been multiple black coaches in the NBA, and you've got the head of the NBA Players Association, president, whatever the fuck, is black, and you got fucking assistant personnel, everybody.
Yeah, you got assistants.
How many black people? A lot of. I mean, there may not be owners, but there's a lot of black people in charge in the NBA. And he made and then he specifically said, "This is not the NFL. This is not the NFL where you know what I'm saying."
But we know. So that doesn't make any sense. Yes, I understand it's not the NFL and it's the NBA and it's two leagues. But at the same time, if this is a point in time where as an NBA, it's not about what the NFL is doing. As a person, I'm sorry, leader myself. I'm not necessarily. Then this goes back to what we talked about earlier. I'm not worried about what the person on the other NFL is worried about doing. I'm more so focused on the NBA, and I'm trying to make sure push the NBA's initiative forward. So I'm trying to get more black people in charge in the NBA and making more decisions in the NBA. So I don't give a shit about the NFL per se. And so if we can put together a plan, the NFL might follow suit and come follow behind our league. But at the same time, if the NBA puts together a plan and a list of demands that the NBA owners should, the fucking fact that we call these members NBA owners, like of
I know
black teams and full black, that shit pisses me off too. But that's a whole different.
Yo, did you see the he saw the meme where they were like Cracker Barrel never sat Cracker Barrel never sat well with me. That shit had me dead.
It in the chat, man. I never
Hey, and
that's probably where I saw it.
The name Cracker Barrel never said.
But also think about the correlation between the combine and slave trade and bitterness stage, man. That shit, every time I see it, I'm like, damn, bro.
Combine.
Talking about when they be like weighing them in.
Yeah,
like,
weighing them. He's good stock.
Niggas in draws.
He could run hard. And we could get years out of him. I'm like, God dang, man.
The Redskins and the Cowboys play on Thanksgiving that's just crazy.
Cowboys and Indians.
Think about that shit. The Redskins play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
We never really touched about this.
Every year.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's gonna change our name though.
Every year.
You think it's time to change the name?
Yes.
Wow.
This is if any time was a good time, that would be a good time.
I'm saying do y'all notice like most of the people asking for the name change are like white people that are like offended by the name?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Those are the same niggas that be out there riding with us. Shit. Those are the same exact niggas. And those.
But what, you think they should change the name or no?
If it hurts people, yeah. But for the most part, from what I've read from American Indians, like it's not offensive like this.
Not offensive, yeah.
But this is what happens though, because we live in a day and age where they tell. We live in a day and age where they tell you what should hurt you. So it's like even if you're not offended by nothing, they'll just paint a narrative and be like, "Oh, this is offensive to Native Americans." And then, like you said, the random white people who want to be good people going to be like, "Well, yeah, that's wrong," even though most Native Americans might not even give a fuck. But just because those same white people you were talking about, they want to be good people, so they'll be like, "No, that's wrong." You know what I'm saying? And those are the same niggas that supporting Black Lives Matter, those same white people that be at the Pride marches, those are the same white people that support all victimization or all people who don't feel like, they're basically if you're not a white male, pretty much then you're part of the others, you know what I'm saying? So they support all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I got a question. I got a question because I was this week's old when I found out. Do y'all know the redskin, like what a redskin actually means?
Ow. Nah.
Allegedly.
Break it down.
I say the same shit that the white people were saying. But go ahead.
No, this is what I found out. I mean, that's why I said allegedly, because it was what I was told to me. So you go ahead, you tell me, because you.
It's somebody with red fucking skin.
From what I heard is from what they used to do to the Native Americans, and like how they used to skin their hair all the way, and then like it was left to the red skin on their head.
I mean, that's
oh shit.
That sound good. They sound like real. I don't know.
No, I ain't heard that.
And then that's how they used to sell their hair. Like they used to sell not only sell their hair, but they used to sell them and their hair based off of the red skin, and that's where it came from. And that's, like I said, I mean that's just what I heard this week. So
they've been selling weed that long.
I wouldn't put it past white people to do some like gruesome shit like that, but at the same time, like I've seen leaders of certain reservations saying, yeah, this does not bother us. Like Dan Snyder and Chris Cooley like actually went to like reservations and shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like throwing dollars out, like they went there. They was hearing the people.
So one other thing, and I don't say that I'm Native American too much, but my great grandmother is 100% Native American.
Yeah, me too.
And
a lot of people in this area for real.
Yeah, and so this is the thing too, because I just done research. I'm not going to speak for the Native American community because I don't think I can do that, even though I got Native American blood.
Right.
But this is the thing, the Native American community, those that own a lot of the real estate and casinos in the U.S., they are dumb, stupid rich. I don't think a lot of people know. But they have communities that don't let anything get past them to this day, because of what happened in the past. And so they almost have like a what is that called that you were talking about, Randall? Like the corporation that like backs you if anything happens and
Union.
huh?
Union.
Yeah. So it's almost like they have a union that nobody can touch. But so my whole point of saying this is, if there was something that they specifically wanted to change, they would have that word out there like, hey, this
Why
is.
I'm always speaking for them? Like I don't never hear them like in front of a.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's what I'm saying because to that point, if something was specifically offensive to that, I feel like they would voice it. I don't know why white people had to speak for them. I don't know why black people should speak for them. I feel like they should speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And if the consensus is that they want us to change it, I don't mind changing it. After that,
If I hear it, it causes like for real pain. Yeah, change that shit. To be honest with you, I think it would be some refreshing because I think we curse for real.
Yeah.
You might be right, bro.
A birth, a rebirth.
The name goes with that for real. Yeah. All right.
We're cursed.
Who cursed y'all then?
Doug Williams.
The ghost of I don't know.
Doug Williams.
I knew this.
No.
Damn.
Doug Williams got a ring.
Doug Williams. Exactly. After that, what happened?
Doug about to get a movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Is Chadwick Boseman going for him?
Yeah.
He gonna have to get fat.
But look at the timing of this movie with all this black love going on right now, and the corporations loving black people. Wouldn't it be the greatest time to have a sports movie about the first black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl?
Yeah,
like,
of course. It went to an HBCU.
It's profiting off of the whole situation. This shit is a money movie. This ain't no
and then they fucked them over.
The black dollar is powerful, man. You said it right. That's why all these corporations is going to have these PR teams on top of their shit. They want that black dollar still at the end of the day. So how genuine is it?
Been saying this shit. Mark's been saying this shit for like 8 episodes.
Didn't we talk about that? Yeah, he did say that.
People move the economy. We just do. We move the fucking economy.
Black Panther made $1.34 billion. $1.34 billion.
As long as Alabama from that fucking CW show to play the nigga.
All American, man.
Yeah, as long as they don't get that, they don't play the nigga.
They go Spencer James, man. Spencer James, he gonna be out there running routes and vans.
I will stop the production myself.
But now y'all saying black people move the economy. Exactly. Why do you think you got Target, you got multiple companies out there talking about, oh yeah, we can be off Juneteenth. We all off Juneteenth.
It's obvious. If you think about it, like, the biggest consumers, we're the biggest consumers, and it's how do you put it? Like, you got people who make money, and then you got the people who spend money. You know what I'm saying? We're the biggest spenders. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That makes sense.
And they're all just realizing that racism is real. They're all just realizing racism is real. It makes no fucking sense. But like I said, it's 2020. It's 2020.
I seen a meme that said, it said like these white people acting like black people just came out.
Yeah, I seen that joke.
No, it's not that. It's just making money off of nigga season. That's all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they just like it's a brand
new. And so that's it's like, I know y'all heard in the past 3 weeks how some of the coaches and the players.
Oh yeah, Gundy.
Saying, yeah, we had a talk for 2 hours, and now I realize like what everybody's been going through for the past 400 years. I didn't understand before, but I'm so glad they talked to me for the past 2 days. I'm like, motherfucker, like, are you kidding me?
Nah, that's the PR shit that Phil and Marcus is talking about. That's the PR shit that Phil and Marcus is talking about. That nigga Gundy had a fucking the shirt on, and then
he did that intentionally. He knew what he was doing.
And then came back. He had the shirt on. Talked about the shit in April. Actually, talked about the shit in April where he was like, "Yeah, I really appreciate their work. I love their TV, their network. I came across it, and it's great, man. It doesn't have any point of view, whatever the fuck." And then all of a sudden, he put out he had the shirt on. Was it One American Network shirt? And then, but the thing that fucked me up about that whole situation was. The thing that fucked me up about that whole situation was he did the video with his player after his player was like, dog, there's no way, like, I'm going back to Oklahoma State. And then he did a video with the player, and the player apologized for saying he wasn't going to play at Oklahoma State, as opposed to Gundy actually saying anything like he did anything wrong and shit. That shit is crazy to me.
What is the OAN? Like, what is that? Because I never heard of it until this situation.
So it's a One American Network, and apparently, like, it's a right wing TV show, TV network that literally not only just supports, but also like literally pushes all his views. The Black Lives Matter shit is
irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
So my question to this, right? Because I remember somebody posted. I think it was Tom. He posted in the group chat. It was like all these corporations that support Trump, right? So even some of us, we use some of those services, but we didn't know that behind the scenes they were supporting Trump. So what if Mike Gundy didn't know what they was about? Like, on the surface level, he might have just liked what they talking about, but he don't know what their behind the scenes political views may be. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say right, because I'm talking about this climate we in right now. What if you had a T-shirt on that of a company that supports Trump, and then niggas is talking about, oh, this nigga ain't with the people because he got on a T-shirt. And you just like, nigga, I ain't know. I was just wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah, but even still, so in this situation, if that were the case, in this situation, like, his apology would have came out, his first apology would have came out and said, oh, man, I really didn't, or I'm sorry, I didn't know, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. But nah, this moment came out and was like I'm sorry, I didn't know. What do you say? I didn't know, like, but now we had a change of heart. I had a meeting with my players, and now we're gonna go, and there's gonna be some change here at Oklahoma State. But in all actuality, it wasn't the first time this shit was brought to light. Like, the same, like, conversation or what have you was brought to light back 2 months ago in April, when he talked about the same shit on one of his posts, and like they talked about how the Black Lives Matter was like something that I don't want to say. They basically was saying like the Black Lives Matter movement wasn't a movement. It didn't make any sense or anything of the sort. So I don't know.
We'll get his ass fired because, I mean, it's more hip to say you down with the shit so you can get recruits.
That's true.
What you think about Dabo, though? What you think about Dabo? So I know Mike Gundy is on some shit, but what y'all think about Dabo?
But Dabo, was like been like shucking and jiving and shit to get recruits anyway. So like it's kind of weird now. When he was like doing the whole like Rich Homie Quan shit back in the day, and
but like, so what if? Because like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these coaches and shit is like, all right, so if they just say what you want, they think niggas want to hear. That don't mean that's what's really in their heart. Like, why does it fucking matter? Like, all we doing is like making niggas say what we want to hear. If you really think about that shit, so it's like, the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? This, like, most of these niggas is lying. Why we holding Mike Gundy to the fire? But you know what I'm saying? Is all these fake ass corporations lying too? It's like no, you didn't lie, nigga. You're supposed to say it. Like, you the fuck? Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like niggas prefer to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? Than the nigga just keeping it real with how he feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that shit.
Drew Brees trying to keep it real, and just says him done.
Right. Ain't got that whole bag of that.
Man, like like people, motherfuckers have different ideologies, different perspectives. It is what it is. Like you, right. I feel like cancel culture is like talk about cancel culture while participating in cancel culture. The shit is fucking.
So once again, I won't say like Mike Gundy. the thing about Mike Gundy is you went back against it, and so like it's not like you made your stance and you stuck with your stance. Like, you know what I'm saying, this is a network that I support, blah blah blah. He went back, said, like, he wore the shirt. You know, you're not wearing a shirt. You're not wearing a shirt, even if this shit was given to you. You're not wearing a shirt if you don't know what the fuck the shit's about. Like, you're not just gonna wear a random shirt unless you know what the principles and you know what's going on.
I don't know what this means. Like some Asian shit. I don't know what that means.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying, none of us before.
It's a nice shirt.
Before Thomas put that post in the group chat, I didn't know that all these people was Trump supporters, but I might have been walking around with a WWE T-shirt on because I fuck with wrestling, and come to find out, Vince and McMahon and Linda McMahon still are big Trump supporters. So then all of a sudden, because of the climate we in, any random motherfucker on the internet could be like, "Oh, look at Lighthouse with a fucking WWE T-shirt on. He must not be supporting the fucking people." That's the climate we in right now.
Right, but then so to that point,
we've been in that though.
That point, so if somebody said
on overdrive right now.
So that example, Marcus. So if somebody sees Lighthouse with a WWE shirt on, and Lighthouse is out in public, Lighthouse is a public name, like Lighthouse is literally out in the public, and somebody says something, and Lighthouse makes his stance in the ground and says, "Oh shit, I didn't know anything about this." He's not going to come back 2 months later and say, "Oh shit, I still didn't know anything about this 2 months later," when I'm wearing the same, when I'm talking about the same brand, when I'm still talking about the same shit, and then all of a sudden somebody puts their feet to the fire, like one of your fucking one of your employees, one of your rappers, somebody that's on your team says something to you, and you're like, "Oh nah, well, I didn't know what was going on."
Yeah. See, and I agree with that. You right, but if you think about it, it's like all these people in these high public places, everybody fucking bending over right now. Everybody caving in. Ain't nobody standing firm in nothing right now. You know what I'm saying? Every fucking body is caving into the if you don't support Black Lives Matter, you're a racist. So now everybody just has to go along with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. It's like you know, there's no nuance. You know what I'm saying? It's like you either fucking a racist or you're not. And if you don't come out and say what I want you to hear, you're white. Especially when you it's like, you know, think about it. Mike Gundy, all these motherfuckers, they in positions where they have a lot of black people, you know what I'm saying, who you know, come to their schools to play for them. You think they want to be on the wrong side so they can't get the black athlete? Like, fuck no. They're going to fucking kowtow. Them niggas going, you know what I'm saying? They ain't going to stand firm in what they believe in. They got to get that next nigga from Florida that's going to be running the 418. You know what I'm saying? So fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, yeah, I support Black Lives Matter. And then he walks away from the camera and be like, fuck you niggas. Like, but as long as he say it on camera, y'all satisfied? Like, I don't get that shit. Be real with me, nigga. Like, I don't need you to tell me what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's just, I don't know, man. This is just the strangest fucking year.
It is, man. This year is I feel like this shit is spiritual warfare, young. You just gotta protect your spirit, because all this shit that's being shown on us is to fuck us up on a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what it is. And when you fucked up in the spiritual level, you can, you know what I'm saying, they can control you a lot easier. You know, all this fear and instability, it's like fear and instability is going to leave way for another motherfucker to come in and fix that problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. That's what's going on right now.
You hate this nigga, you gonna love the next nigga. You gonna hate the next nigga, you gonna love the next nigga. Whoever's in that. Oh boy.
Man, I seen this meme one time that was talking about that shit, where it was like it had some steps, and like the steps would go down and come up and go down, but it would be like going in like a circle. So you sitting there and saying that's what it is like election year. You know what I'm saying? It's like you literally going up and down the roller coaster of I hate him, I love him, we need a new president, and then nobody ever seems to fix the problem. Because every election year, everybody always mad and dissatisfied with the state of the country. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like who is the president that actually fixed everything? That shit hasn't happened. You know what I'm saying?
You get the idea, and they get their ass taken out. JFK.
Who's your favorite president? If you had to pick one, who?
I don't have no favorite president because I don't really pay attention to him long enough to care. But I heard
same here.
I heard JFK is like he was a real one. That's what got him about it.
Who?
The youngest too.
Okay.
I I mean, we basically only had who? We had Bill Clinton, Bush, Obama. You know what I'm saying? Definitely wasn't fucking with Bush. You know what I'm saying? Or Reagan or any of these niggas. So I mean, yeah, I guess Obama.
I'm going Obama hands down. It, not even just like for the policies or principles that was set, but I'm talking about just like the intellect, the way he carried himself throughout office, like the ability to like be able to. I know he didn't necessarily cater to the black community like he probably could have or should have, but like the way we were able to identify him with him, as well as like the role model that he was able to set for black youth. I think I think it's no way I can go against Obama. Obese.
Hey, you remember Obama? I forgot which riot it was, but he did say that shit. He told him like those thugs out there rioting.
Baltimore.
He straight up said that shit.
That's Baltimore.
I remember Louis Farrakhan was like, he was like, yeah, Obama, you giving consent when you call them thugs, you giving consent to the police to kill those people. So he said, I know you probably didn't mean it, but you gotta watch what you say when you say that.
Yeah. He's talking about Baltimore.
That's some real shit. I can't even get mad at that. You know what I'm saying?
He's talking about Baltimore, and a couple weeks later, Freddie Gray.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Cater to the black community like he should have, especially like, even with the laws and the policies. Like I mean, like for him to push over, for him to push the gay marriages or the equality marriages, but at the same time,
that was probably my one thing that I didn't agree with.
I mean,
the trend.
I feel like that was the biggest thing Obama did. He opened up the doors for the gays.
and that's what.
If he was the president now, if Obama was the president now, what would you expect for him to do? Like, what would you like to see for him?
We definitely wouldn't be fucking quarantined at this point in time. We definitely wouldn't be in quarantine at this fucking point in time because the shit would have been the shit would have been taken seriously. The shit would have been taken seriously when it took a couple of months. Trump was out here talking about this fucking coronavirus. It's taken care of. And then the next week he's talking about this is being brought up by the Democrats. They just want me to not win the election or whatever the fuck. And then a couple of weeks later, everybody got this shit in the U.S. We need to fucking quarantine. Niggas gotta work from home and shit and all this other shit. It's like, come on, dog. Take this shit seriously. Take this shit seriously. It's a fucking virus. Take this shit seriously, dog. Come on, man. Everything can't be a fucking ploy just to get you out of office, dog. Everything can't be a ploy just to get you out of office. It's fucking ridiculous.
What are you saying? Like every president has a scandal.
This nigga has multiple scandals. What are you talking about?
It comes with the job.
Nigga, I don't want to hear that bullshit, dog. He done had multiple scandals, nigga. He had multiple scandals, dog.
Corey, presidents are in seat, 4 years at a time, right? How many?
Yeah, if they ain't voted in another time, yeah.
All right, so how many years are like health officials in seat? As long as they want to. How long are like health officials, holding a certain title?
How long what?
Health officials hold certain titles.
Oh, I don't know.
Until they fucking get fired or some shit.
Croak.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So if he's getting certain data or advice from certain health officials,
what's your point? What's your point? Because Obama left some shit for a pandemic for this nigga, and he said, "Fuck everything Obama's doing." So
how does that sound?
How does what sound?
How does he get left guidelines for a pandemic like this? Is that what he was prepared for this?
He should have been.
So what do you?
He should have been. You're the president. You should take some shit seriously.
So,
you're the president. You're not leading. You're not in control of a fucking company or nothing. Nigga, this is the fucking US of A. You're supposed to be the fucking president of the USA.
The USA is a company, nigga.
Obama
is the
biggest.
I understand the whole corporational shit. Oh yeah, it's a corporation, whatever. But there are fucking lives at stake, dog. There are fucking lives at stake. So come on, dog. You need to take this shit seriously. Don't give me no shit talking about it's the fucking Democrats. This coronavirus is not that serious. It's the Democrats trying to win the election or whatever. Come on, dog. Don't give me no bullshit like that.
What do you mean? So Obama had a better script to read? Is that what you said?
No, I'm pretty sure that he had a fucking plan. He would have had a fucking plan.
Where does the plan come from? That's what I'm asking. Where's the plan come from?
The plan comes from listening to different experts.
Your advisors,
experts, right? The same experts that Trump had.
No, but the Trump.
And he ain't had no experts.
Trump fired his experts.
He don't listen to him.
He don't listen to nobody. He does whatever the fuck he wants to do. I don't know how many motherfuckers have quit.
How? What does he neglect? What does he neglect?
Look, I understand.
Look at the people he's fired.
I understand.
He doesn't own United States of America. He works for United States of America. He the president, but he
doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand that.
No, this is what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but he doesn't understand that.
Don't different states do different shit? So what is the president?
Oh my God. Doug, I hear what y'all saying, but we're not talking about a reasonable person. We're not talking about a reasonable person, Doug.
Don't different states do different shit? So what is the president doing in the day?
States' rights, baby. What?
Don't different counties do different shit in the states?
Yes.
What does the president got to do anything?
Well, the counties got to do what the states want them to do. But go ahead.
What does the president got to do anything at this point? Because live casinos about to open before MGM because of the regulations. It ain't because Trump's saying I want to play a couple hands of blackjack. It's because the county and state got.
It's because he has never had control of this fucking city. He's never had control of the U.S. at all.
Y'all giving too much power to this man.
Nigga, this is the first time you have ever seen a lame duck president for 4 years. A lame duck. You will see a lame duck president his last year, but this is the first time you have ever seen a lame duck president for 4 years, dog. For 4 years, he has done nothing. He has done nothing but got fucking tax breaks for the rich. That's it.
How has it? I understand. Like he
didn't get his wall. What?
They're giving too much power to one man.
I just want to know, like, what has changed, like, you know, like in people's lives that was that much different from when Obama was in office. Like, you know what I'm saying? Personally, Donald Trump.
Personally, for me, I'm good.
No, because what I'm saying is, like, you know.
Fortunately,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, what has he like? Was like, damn, this nigga came to office, and then things got worse for me.
There's more shit to talk about. That's it.
Other than like, you know, we may talk about.
And we
like,
can say that about every administration. We can say that about every administration.
That's the point I'm making.
But like, what has really changed your life negatively?
My taxes was shit.
On a personal level.
My taxes was shit this year. And last year, and the year.
I still ain't got my shit back. I didn't get no stimulus checks. I ain't get my taxes.
That's the direct correlation.
Where's my shit at? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. All these niggas is getting fucking a stimulus check. Where's my shit at, dog? I still ain't got my shit. I got my taxes back, nothing, dog. Where's my shit at? Fuck this nigga.
Everybody gonna have some shit because Obama had the health insurance shit. You had the, you know, tax credit and shit, all that shit.
Mm-hmm. And I got my Obama stimulus check though. I got my shit.
Style the recession.
The next thing you gonna play a fucking Corona tax or some shit like that. Wow.
Hey, but it's funny though. Just speaking of money and stimulus checks and all that shit. Like, if you had an unlimited budget for a week, like, what would you do and where would you go?
Unlimited budget?
Like an unlimited budget for a week. Basically, the endless money for a whole week, and then after that week, you go back to whatever it is.
I'm investing in pharmaceutical shit or vaccine shit or something, because something's gonna happen at the end of this year. I'm investing in that. I'm trying to like triple my worth, because that's what Bill Gates is doing. I'm gonna try to do that, and I'm trying to buy some real estate. I'm gonna try to, I don't know, invest in some vacation shit. Yeah.
They need to fuck with my stock picks. I'm gonna fuck with y'all later off the air. Y'all need to fuck with my stock picks.
Yeah, I think real estate is the biggest thing for me. Because I was gonna say I was gonna take a trip, but I wouldn't even do that because then I would be in a foreign country trying to purchase all of my shit for a week. So I stay my ass at home. I'll buy an NFL team. I'll buy an NBA team. And what I was thinking was I wanted to buy those in an area that doesn't have a team right now. I I would put an NFL team in New Jersey, and then I would have like a NBA team.
Giants.
Huh?
I got two in Jersey. The Jets and the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they share the same stadium.
Yep. But or just switch it to New York. Fuck, I don't know. But any like I would want to build my own shit, right? So that I would do an NBA team, NFL team. I definitely buy a couple islands. Because I feel like islands, you can always make money off of that shit. Just have a resort on it, or go whenever you want to. I definitely want to donate, because if I got unlimited amount, it ain't no reason to harbor that shit. I would open my own like nonprofit for Black communities, and I would invest millions in that shit. I would invest millions in scholarships, and then HBCU specifically. What else?
Leave some for the rest of us.
It's an unlimited amount, man. I'm like, damn.
Like, I even got nothing to say and shit. He just pretty much there. You got like the ultimate list. Shit.
Unlimited, you can cover everything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'll probably call y'all and be like, yo, what should I get? But like I for damn sure I would buy a casino. And I would buy I don't know, I might want to start my own airline or like purchase an airline.
Soul plane, nigga.
Like, I don't know, just some shit that like everybody that can always make, because we only have the limited amount of money for what? You said
It's a week.
A week? Oh yeah. I'm investing in some shit that's gonna give me money back in the long run.
I probably bless a couple people too. Just randomly select a couple people and ask, just take them to do whatever the fuck they want.
I think
since it's unlimited.
Some type of media outlet too. I think.
Yeah, that's huge.
Some type of narrative.
That'd be good for the long run. Yeah,
that'd be major.
Right
so I think that's one thing we need is the people, like our own media outlet. That'll change like a lot of shit.
Yeah, man.
You control
BET ain't cutting it.
How your story's being put out there rather than somebody from another race, creating a narrative for you. Like fuck that,
Yep.
But
shit, I mean, like I said,
be on that. Shit, everything Paul said, I agree with. Like I really can't like that. I thought he had a really good list. So I mean,
I'd have to agree. I agree. I agree. But the one thing he left out was I'll probably buy a fucking island, or a fucking country.
Who's that code?
You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck I want to do on that joint. Randall said buy some media shit. I'm buying satellites. You gotta pay me to put your media shit up around whatever the fuck. I'm just buying shit. I'm buying shit just to buy shit. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna buy shit just to buy shit. Everything. I need everything. I need that house. I need this house. Everything.
Yeah, I definitely think real estate is a big one.
Yeah.
Hey, so here's just a random question, right? So, like, if you was to get you buy your own island, like a private island, you obviously would have to take in consideration like fucking like typhoons and like natural disaster, because if we just talking about an island, we're pretty sure it's not going to be like a large island. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a big ass joint could just easily just swash that shit out. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a random thought.
The money is unlimited though.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that actually happens. You know what I'm saying? Like do some islands actually get like just hit with big ass waves and what I'm saying? Just wash the shit out. Like like, does that happen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that happens. Especially
if the money's unlimited, put a fucking glass dome or some shit around that motherfucker.
I mean, that's real though. That's real.
That's real shit.
You only have 1 week though.
I'm gonna spend it. They better get the job done. They can get the job done in months, but I'm gonna get out of money to get the shit done.
Pay up front.
It was almost goddamn water. Like that storm that came through a couple years ago. That shit was bad, yo. Corey, remember you sent us the picture of your people's house that was damn near in the fucking water.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking country.
Yeah. Y'all remember when we had the motherfucking earthquakes out this joint a couple years ago? That shit fucking was stupid, dog. I was at fucking work. And the motherfucking building was shaking and shit. Y'all remember them earthquakes we had?
Yeah, I was driving when that shit happened, so I didn't even feel it.
Oh shit!
I was like,
Look at me.
But I remember I got outside. I came out. Everybody was just standing outside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
This nigga love that. Oh, man.
it's called to
Somebody left him a call. Somebody called his ass. His ass. Look at
Hey, but speaking of like news outlets and media and shit, like ever since like the corona and shit started, like why was that one of like the only places that was like fully functional? You know what I mean? People's like that's in like, you know, how many like how large a production team is and they all in one building. Why is that to operate freely?
And what are you talking about?
What's the question? I don't understand.
When corona started and shit, right? News never stopped. I don't know if any of y'all been on like a news set. Like how many people in that production? Like why they free to like congregate?
You also got to think about how big the new studio is too, and then like they're actually a little bit able to social distance, I guess.
Yeah, I think they could.
Because you got one person in front of the camera, way away from everybody else, and then you got the like little people 6 feet away. But even still, as you talk about the back production room, that probably is a little bit. That's probably where it gets a little bit tricky, with the people on the keys and people on the keyboards and adjusting everything else. That might be where it gets tricky.
That was a lot of our majors. You should know.
Exactly.
Yeah, real talk.
So like, what's the real story? I just like devil's advocate, y'all. Make it think. Make it roll.
All right, look.
I think my wing's pulling up, but I got one more question. Magic Johnson said he want to do like a last. You know how hype you.
Tell him get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Jordan. You talking about Magic Johnson? Watch him out.
Watch it, please.
No,
Magic.
No.
Magic.
No. Anyway.
You forgot it's basketball. We might got to mute him for this conversation.
You see how hype he was when he was in the Jordan documentary, but he's saying he would like a document like that. I think Jordan would be tough.
I do too.
Yeah. Especially with the whole HIV shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then trying to come back and how players didn't want to play with him and all that shit. That'd be real, like, you know.
Yeah.
And if you think about even before that, how he got the nickname, how he supposedly got the nickname Magic.
Right.
It's one episode.
Girls.
That's it.
How did
It's
he
one
get
episode.
it? I never
Really
heard
one
that
episode.
story.
Apparently he got the nickname Magic, like because he used to not necessarily finesse. The nigga was a ladies' man, and I think they used to call him Magic because like literally he saw him or something like that. It also translated to what he did on the basketball court, but like how he was able to dish off and like be a magic man with the ladies. I believe those two hand in hand, but I might not.
It's funny you say that though. Like since you brought
Makes
it up,
sense to me.
like you know what I'm saying. Who you think thinks about sex more, men or women?
Oh, that's a good one.
Women.
Women.
Explain.
Women.
Women. I say women.
Women. I think so. I think as men, I think we have our natural desires without a question. I think we think about it a lot, like hands down. We think about it a lot. We want to. We envision ourselves and like we put ourselves in different shoes, but at the same time, I think we also have our stopping points. I think women, me personally, I think women think about it a ton more. They act on it a lot more. They are just better equipped and better situated to maybe not even better equipped or better situated, but they are able to hold back on their on impulses, whereas though we act on ours a little bit more. And that's just my perspective.
Yeah. All right, so I would say women too, and I'm just just think about the stages in a woman's life, and by no means am I speaking for a woman, but they mature faster than us. They reach they reach puberty faster than we do. And then they have a stage before menopause, which is like a 10-year stint where they're getting everything, every urge out of their body before menopause, because technically you can't become pregnant after menopause. So it's a lot of stages that we don't have technically. Compared to what they have, and I think it's kind of like what Al said, man. I feel like everybody puts the stigma on us that we think about sex like 10 times per second, but but I think the truth is women think about it more than us, and I just think they have a good way of compartmentalizing it
Yep.
in the brain.
I think that's just how their brains work in general.
Yeah.
I think they are compartmentalizers. Like that's how their
Yeah.
brains work. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I agree with that though, Paul. I agree with that shit. I say I'll say
I think
my point of view on it as far as like women and like saying they're more sexual. I think women kind of lead with sex more. Like men, we might they express it. They don't have to say it out their mouth, but their body language, the way they dress, you know what I'm saying, is like women kind of weaponize sex more than men do. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of use that shit to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm not. But when I say that, I'm not saying it like in a negative way. I'm just saying like women own the sex shit. Like that's like their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they own that. They own the sex. To me, like they own like the sex frequency. Like they are the dominant in that area. So it's like it takes less for women to be sexually what's it called? You know what I'm saying? Like she can lure you in with her sexuality a lot easy. Like a man can do it to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that men don't, but women generally can lure a man in easier than a man can lure a woman in. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm trying to say though.
Where you at, Phil?
You up, right?
I say it's definitely females too. I say it's females all day, and they express it. When you cohabitate with a female, it's crazy. You never thought it could be like that. Like you hear some things. You hear some of these females' friends. You hear some things, yo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, Phil. Because I feel like when you live in the same house and they can get it, pretty much.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's like it's almost harassment sometimes.
Oh God!
It's like it's crazy.
And even
it's
some
crazy,
of the
but
things,
that's what I'm saying. I seen both sides.
and even some of the things that they share with their female friends, like I feel like for guys, there's an extent in which our conversation starts and stops on
Yeah.
like it's like, oh man, she looks bomb, blah blah blah. But like at some point the conversation stops. I feel like I might be wrong, but I feel like with some females that conversation never stops. Like they know intricacies about like partners and different things of that nature. Whereas though guys, it's like, all right, bruh, like I understand, like tell where you going with this one, but like
yeah,
handle it a little bit.
That's what that's what I mean by that. When your girl's girl know too many details about you, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's a bad recipe.
It's uncomfortable now, cause now you know me personally, and I never shared any of that with you physically. It's crazy.
Be the question in hand is who thinks about sex more, men or women, or why?
Go ahead, B.
That's a tough one. I think about sex all the time. Speaking the real.
Do you express it?
Not really. I don't know. If I had to say just I would probably say I I don't know, female. I would say females. Just for I would say females because when you think that you maybe like be a freak, then it's like a chick would come by and you be like, damn, like I thought that. Like,
Yeah.
some bitches like they were like talk to you and be like, yo, like this shit is different. Like you are on a whole nother level.
Nah, you right.
Or like you just showed my ass up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because it's like once they find out you like that, they max out
Yeah, that's
to
real.
more.
That's some real
They
shit.
want to compliment you first, but now they're gonna max out because now they want to really show you. So it's like
Right.
it might be
Yeah,
overbearing.
that's like the realest shit ever spoken though.
Like I'm nasty, but you nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like you try. Oh,
Yeah. But you're right though, Phil. They kind of feel you out to see where you at, and then when you go to take it to a certain place, then they be like, boom. You know what I'm saying? Then they
Ain't no coming back. Yeah.
yeah.
They don't come back. You're like, oh shit, I ain't know it was like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And it ain't.
right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, Remy,
You
Remy,
create
you
a
not getting off.
monster. You create
Remy, you not getting off, nigga. We want to hear your response.
down with that, man.
I think it's because like it'd be some like super curve jump, be some super like. One thing I could add on to what Mark said, and he's like females like transgender sex, like female, I don't know. I heard a comedian say this shit, but like females would like wear push-up bras and have their titties in your face all fucking day, but like
Patrice O'Neal.
sure, probably, but like it's not like you can wear like pants or something that you get like a window and you showing nuts or some shit like that. It's so weird.
Actually, women take joggers into account for that now.
I'm saying like they're showing their whole like
Yeah.
you can't show like sliver of anything. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just the dynamic, the polar opposite is so weird.
Yeah, true.
Not with me. I don't mind looking. Shit.
Yeah, I would definitely say females. I don't know. I think we think about it differently though. They think about it more I don't know, it's like you said, they kind of wait for you to like open, like once they get the win all clear, you fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it turns into like a challenge of satisfaction, yo.
I'm
It's
always
like
for a challenge.
now I want him to satisfy me like this. So then it gets like crazy. I'm telling you, man.
Corey, it's your turn, Corey.
The thing is that the funny thing about it, like there is no limit. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I think a lot of niggas don't understand. Like women don't have a limit if you really think about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the only thing I can say.
Exactly. Tell me how many times you maxed out on a female and it still ain't enough. Like it's enough, but it ain't. They regenerate fast.
That's the whole
everything.
point. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why they have, they have the hole. You know what I'm saying? They have the dark void. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about it though. They have the dark void. You know what I'm saying? So it's endless. They're absorbers. You see what I'm saying? They receive. They're absorbers. So they can, you know what I'm saying? So of course they can, absorb forever if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Absorb me, goddammit.
You know what I'm saying? But niggas, you know what I'm saying? You gotta limit it, you know what I'm saying? It's so long, you know what I'm saying, till you release. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different, it's a different battle.
That's true though.
And then after you do, be like, man, fuck this.
That's what I mean. Like
that's the reason why I think they're the more sexually dominant ones. That's obvious. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not.
And so we didn't touch on what women can do that we can't do. We didn't touch on that yet because I feel like it's so many different reasons why women like sex more. And I feel like they hit more, they get more satisfaction out of it. That's proven. They got more sensitive spots and, can orgasm 8 different type of ways. And also they can make a fucking human. So it's like all of this stuff goes into
saying the endlessness.
It's like all our brain is that we like that shit and that's it. So yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah. I don't think it's. I don't think scientists know what they're talking about because I don't even think it's like a competition. I think we far outweighed as far as sex goes.
Yeah, and we're so simple
It makes
too.
sense.
Easily
I feel like it
we
makes
don't need
sense.
all
Though.
that.
I don't know.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the most riled up female would definitely rival the most riled up male. But there's some females that just they don't got it in them.
I think it's even. I think it's even, honestly. In this day and age, it's always a everybody. They're trying to put everybody against everybody. It's a competition between the battle of the sexes and all that other shit. Whatever. I think it's even, honestly. I think we all the same. I think it's even.
I mean, you can say that, you know what I'm saying, but I look at this shit from a perspective of like there's roles, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like there's certain aspects that women are gonna have that men don't, and certain things that men are gonna have women. Like it's even you can even look like I look at this literally how I look at women compared to men, like how we're physically stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like they have that sex shit. It's like you know what I'm saying?
You're arguing my point.
It's like we can overpower them physically. You know what I'm saying? But they got that sex shit. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of good. That's like that. They can always survive because they can always, you know what I'm saying, get somebody to fuck. They can all. I mean, and I'm going to say this, like they can always sell pussy. They can always sell pussy to survive. Nigga, you have to be big and strong to survive. You see what I'm saying? Or you see what I'm saying?
You're
like
right.
you have to be big and strong to survive. So it's a completely different different a role in society. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is.
Yeah, because it's
Since you're referring to
society. If we're talking about society, is first off is passed off as like we're a patriarchal society, but it's really a matriarchal society because women run shit, dog. Women run
that's
shit.
how it's been made that way.
Yeah, that's why I say it's even. It's even, dog. It's even. It's really even at the end of the day. It's really even at the end of the day.
What you was going to say?
No, man. They say. I mean, they say that more. Like you would think more. Men watch porn than women, but that's been scientifically proven that that's not true.
dog, you know how many times I've caught chicks' windows open to like some porn shit when they open their phone? Like, I'm like, what?
What is going on here? You got midgets over here. What is this going?
But it's funny though. They be microdosing the Pornhub.
Microdosing.
You show a chick some porn, she be like, oh, I was just waiting for you. I was just waiting.
Oh, that makes them go crazy.
That makes them study and figure out exactly like who your favorite star is.
Don't do it.
Figure out exactly like why and all that. They go back to the drawing board. They go back to the video room. They go back to study the video charts and everything.
Yeah, they train themselves.
Exactly. Generation won't know a porn magazine is. It's a damn shame.
Porn magazine. Damn, think about what we are now. What we used to have. These niggas
Showing your age.
Now, oh my God. You have to sneak and fucking look at a porn magazine. That shit.
That shit under your bed.
This was always trifling though.
Well, you said what's always trifling?
The magazine?
Yeah.
They still got those, dog.
Yeah, I know. I ain't seen one of them joints in a minute.
Hey, Marcus, remember that one job we did? And
yeah, I remember that shit.
That apartment cleaning out.
Had a whole rack of them joints.
It was like an old man apartment, and he died in that film.
That's a way to go out, boy.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you talking about the one when the blood stains were still on the bed? Was that when I was with you? You talking about that joint?
The smell was heinous.
Yeah, because the windows, they had the windows up. The dude
Oh
died
wow.
inside the joint and they left the windows up.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
damn.
Yeah, right.
But
That's the way to go out.
a lighter story. I remember one
No,
time
right?
I was at Brian's house and I went downstairs and your father was like, "Hey, you like movies?"
Hey ho, hey ho.
This
What
nigga
happened?
he had like a 6-pack of pornos in the ceiling.
Hey ho, these vintage. These are vintage. Yo.
Hey, listen
It's
to me.
nothing like that. This is a vintage.
Hey, my dad will put you on to some shit, boy.
Like butt movie.
Like butt movies?
He said, "Look at this."
Oh man.
He gonna be mad when he see the podcast.
Y'all niggas just talking about me.
The fact that he was comfortable enough to say.
Hell yeah, he fuck with me.
Oh man. That is.
Good peoples, good peoples. Good peoples. Very good peoples. Honestly, matter of fact, this is out of the nowhere, dog. This is like Keys is like the first black family I've ever seen, dog. With the pops and the moms at home and shit. And I remember the first time I went over his crib too, dog. It was like straight love over there, motherfucker. I was like, God damn, this is black family. This is what a black family's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? I was like, God damn, this motherfucker's out here, dog. This shit is dope. That's why you out here. That's why you out here doing good and great things, dog. That's why you're here doing good, great things, dog. Bless up. Bless up to your family, dog. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.
I appreciate that. That we try, you know. Yeah, crazy. Oh,
I remember that Mazda though. I remember that Mazda burning. You was burning that motherfucker out. What was it when that shit came out? That Mazda M6 or some shit, dog.
oh, the protege.
Yeah, that time. I mean, you burn that motherfucker up, dog. You burn that joint out, dog.
Woo! Damn, that's taking it back. Good God,
Yeah.
that's taking it back.
Y'all niggas
All three of them, Marcus had a Crown Vic. I had the Grand Marquis.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I had the Impala around that same
The
time too.
Redskin Marquise.
So we was all talking about whips earlier. Like I'm now that I think about it, like all of our cars.
Some hot boy shit.
Was hot.
I know.
All of them were hot.
Hot boy, hot boy.
Hey, that
All
was
of
some.
them.
You think that was a DMV thing? Like, do you think everybody was out here just like, you know what I'm saying, on the
That's a DMV
you know,
thing.
because everybody else got one, and then you know, because honestly, I remember when I got around like the age where I was I think I got my first car at 18, but yeah, but I remember when I first got it was another Crown Vic, and I wasn't even thinking about getting nothing nicer. My mind was just set on Crown Vic because I just knew that's what I was gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't even thinking of any nicer or better, higher level cars. But that's just because I saw niggas my age driving. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I was like, oh, look at he got tents and rims on this shit with the system. So I was like, yeah, like you know, I want that shit. I ain't never get all that. I still got Vic. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but that's just how that shit was.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I pretty much got.
But wasn't they comfortable though?
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I used to
All that
stretch out
room.
like shit.
Yeah, I used to love that.
I remember that Lumina Remy Reds. I remember that Lumina nigga.
Used to have some bass, man.
beating down the block.
That thing was kicking.
On the way to the liquor store.
Touching on trendy stuff in the DMV. Do y'all think that the DMV is like always you gotta wear this type of brand just to be trendy? And has it changed from school, you know, from when you were actually in grade school and college to now since you've grown?
I agree with that. I think definitely back in the day when we was like back when we was like in high school and then coming up, everybody was like, if you ain't wearing the same, like it's funny. It was like it was trendy, but everybody was wearing the same shit.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, but that's just how it was. Like Nike boot. Remember when I remember first Tim's was in. Everybody had Tim's. Then the Tim's went away. Then Nike boots came in. Nike boots went away. Then Tim's came in. And then I think Nike boots came back one more time when they had the foam pods when the foam pods and Nike boots came out. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like everybody had them joints. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like protocol almost. You know. And then remember the but you know what? You think a lot of that might have came from the streetwear and shit like Bonadachi and fucking Makuto and
Sabiato.
You think that's maybe what created that shit though?
All days.
Yeah, all days. Like you think that maybe that's the reason why because DC area actually had its own like exclusive.
Yeah. And when I first came there, I thought that was so dope too. Y'all had like your own clothing for real, like your own gear, and all that shit was like different. So I thought that shit was dope. That was the first time I ever seen that anywhere too.
So what do you think? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was like more so like because we was kind of like surrounded by like at that point in time it was like all right, Baltimore people from Baltimore wore what they wore. People some cats from like in Maryland wore what they wore, but like if you was from DC, it was kind of almost like
Baltimore might as well be in Delaware.
You wore that so that you can say that like I'm a DC nigga. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm gonna wear it this way because I'm a DC nigga. And like you said, it was trendy to do the same exact thing as everybody else.
It felt like that though. It just looked like you was repping your community for real.
And I think that shit still.
I didn't really look at it like that, but that's funny that you say that. You know what I'm saying?
So I think that shit. I would say that shit's still like prevalent now. It might not necessarily be in the clothes and stuff that we wear, but it's like, and not necessarily now because we don't got the like the actual we're on lockdown basically or whatever. Yeah. Like before this is like as far as like thinking about the brunches and the day parties and like maybe not now like at our age but like a couple years ago like the brunches and the day parties like literally it seemed almost robotic. Like it was like literally you knew which day parties you was going to, you knew which brunches was going to be there, and at the same time everybody was at the same exact one. Like especially like so even going back a couple years before when we was at Love, like literally if you think about how like robotic it was for us to Love Thursday nights.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like on Thursday nights, and like everybody was there, and it would be like the same crowds, the same music, the same everything.
Yep.
I don't know why. Not necessarily. I don't know why it was, but I wonder why we put so much empowerment on like social events, especially like now, whereas though like they put so much empowerment on or so much emphasis on like influencers leading like a social party or what have you, as opposed to like actually going out and having a great time with your you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
niggas can't think for themselves. They want somebody to tell them.
I think that's a big one because, like I said, there's so many spots in DC that you could go to. There's so many lounges. There's so many rooftops. Like and as kids, like we always went to like the one trendy spot. Like if we had that Friday night or Thursday night, we knew exactly where we was going.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy now. But I know that the trends are still real because I got, nephews in grade school and stuff like that. And I remember one year, if you didn't have the KDs, then you wasn't doing shit. Like you wasn't doing shit because a lot of the schools now, especially in this area, they got at least like a khakis, like they got a mandated like pants or shirt. Then everything else is like your shoes and your hat and what else you gotta, your backpack and what you gotta like, match
accessories.
So it's crazy. I think it still exists, man. I mean, I ain't young and hip, but I think
it still exists. It still exists.
But I think it's different as we grow up. Like I feel like even in college, I feel like we almost got like our own individuality, and then we just mix it in with what we know is like fresh and like trendy and fly. And I think as you get older and older, it almost like tailors to what you want to project yourself as. You know what I mean?
I get it. Even like we can change our clothes all day, but one thing that I feel like stuck with a lot of just talking about males in general from DC that they still have today is dreads. It was like a lot
hell yeah.
Dread, like it was like a thing at a certain point in time to just have dreads in the city.
Oh yeah. It was so prevalent in DC, and you're right, Brian. I had people come in town from Cali and Atlanta and stuff, and they was like, bro, like, does every black guy have dreads? Like, this is crazy. Everybody had dreads at the same time, and that was like, I ain't gonna say who started it, but that was when like Lil Wayne had dreads, and like a couple of the other rappers and stuff started that shit. And then everybody jumped.
Yeah.
I think Wayne started that shit.
Wayne did start it.
With you. I think that was straight up Wayne.
Yeah.
All niggas was listening to was Lil Wayne.
All niggas was listening to.
But even
but you can't even end it at like the dreads, and you can't even end it at the clothes. The fucking lingo, dog. I don't know. Just out of nowhere, niggas was just started saying, "Hey, what up, Mo?"
That shit started when we was like, I don't know. First time I heard niggas say that shit was like 17, some shit like that. Like that wasn't some shit like young and like other shit. That shit been around forever. Joe been around forever.
Yeah,
I remember people saying that shit when I was a kid, and I didn't understand that was like DC slang. I just thought that's how niggas talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mo is
they used to say that shit when I was a kid. Like that shit been around for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
AP from out of town. What do we?
Stunting on them Bamas, young. that was the first thing. I'm stunting on them Bamas, young. That was the first thing they taught me. Even that, but now even to that, y'all did have like your own lingo. I was like, man, it was like a whole nother language for real.
Yeah,
but Slim another one that's been around for a long ass time.
You probably ain't never hear like joint before you.
Actually, like I thought. See, that's what's so crazy. I heard Randall talk. I thought he was from New York because he was saying like young and like joint. So I was like, oh, he must be from New York or something. And then like, then he told me from there.
That's a funny.
I didn't know. I didn't even know. Yeah. I had no idea, man. And I had just came from like Jersey.
So maybe
that's why I was
DMV
like,
is trendsetters. DMV is trendsetters.
Oh yeah, for a whole bunch of stuff. Like I think y'all were probably the first I seen like just wear designer clothes, like just wear designer. Like it was nothing.
Wear that shit.
That was definitely DMV. Seriously.
I remember it was in to wear Lacoste. Remember Lacoste?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Polo,
Lacoste, all that shit.
Polo, all that.
Hard, though. Lacoste was Lacoste was shit for a minute.
That alligator.
Yeah, go ahead, an alligator in that bitch.
The funniest shit about the lingo is like even if you're on the outside of somebody having a full blown conversation and they're using like the slang and the lingo and shit, like if you don't know where the conversation started, it's either you can get lost off rip or you can just be like, oh shit, I know exactly what they're talking about. Like this one or two ways, just off rip, off of listen to somebody else talking. All right, man.
Black and white. You get it or you ain't gonna get it. You're either gonna get it or you're not gonna get it.
Y'all ever been out of town and y'all just randomly just heard somebody talking and you just knew exactly they was from like the DC area? Like you ain't never like that shit gonna happen. I'll just be randomly like, hold on, like look and then look the nigga up and down. He got New Balances on and some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you don't even gotta hear him talk though. Sometimes
you just look at him.
Yeah.
Hey, so this is funny, right? So I had some friends come over from Rhode Island, and they heard us talking back and forth, and we was like, man, that Bama, blah 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 blah, that joint over there, and they thought we was like arguing, like fighting, we was talking, like trying to tell the story, and they was like, oh shit, they about to fight. We was like, what the wreck?
Hey, just real quick, I'm not trying to take it away, but just because how you said that, y'all ever notice how people from New York talk so damn aggressive? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've always said that,
I just
dog.
remember just being there and just watching like the New Yorkers, like how they talk, like everybody talk aggressive and shit out there, like
Yeah,
it's crazy.
direct.
Wow, New York.
Yeah, even the females. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's intense, man.
They'll talk to you crazy and then nothing happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy thing was like I remember like y'all was saying like the first when I first heard the word Mo, I was at football practice in high school, and for the longest time, and I kid you not, for the longest time I thought Mo because my last name was Morgan, right? I thought that was like something they had just made up. It was like, hey yo, come here, Mo, and I was like, all right, cool. That's like, oh shit, they just saying that shit just to say, oh, that's not okay. Got it. All right, cool. But yeah, that shit was crazy. The first time I heard that shit, I swear to God, that was just.
I'm late, dog. I'm late. Literally, the first time I heard that shit when on Bowie State fucking campus. Like, oh,
Facts. That was me.
That's where I heard it.
That was me, because like especially hanging out with the Baltimore people, because at the time that's when we used to like fuck with the Baltimore people and like make fun of how they talk, and they used to be like, "Hey yo, Doug" and shit and like that, and then like they would come like, "Hey Mo," and I'd be like, "Dog, I don't know who the fuck Mo is."
right.
Literally, like all
you
of
know what's funny though? Hey, you don't think at like Bowie State that shit happens every single year with like the kids from Baltimore?
Yeah.
Like, every single year, like y'all niggas is weird. Like you know what I'm saying? Like every year, like that shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Because of where the school is located. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then as you think about it, like probably that shit is the weirdest shit for like the first.
What's stupid is that we're all in the same state. That's what's so fucking stupid. We're all in the same state, but we have different lingo, dog. It's fucking stupid.
The craziest thing is Baltimore, like 30, 35 minutes. You get on the BW Parkway, you in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. You're right there.
30, 35, 40 minutes. Like, it ain't even that
right
far.
there. 20 minutes to D.C. You right there.
Yeah, man.
There. And that's how big of a difference it is. That's why it's like you got PG County that fucks with DC, and you go with Moco or maybe not even Moco, but you got Howard County and whatever that fucks with Baltimore and shit. It's like it's crazy how the fucking the state is divided up, but it's all supposed to be the DMV. It's all supposed to be a DMV. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Virginia. Them niggas must be spinning their motherfucking heads, dog. It must be as crazy it is over here in Maryland, dog. Them motherfuckers in Virginia must be spinning their goddamn heads, dog.
One thing that is unique to us though, like I think we are like the best, like and this is our word too. We the best Joners.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We fry.
Yeah.
We fry
down.
Yeah, we will fry your ass.
Yeah, hell down.
I think that's why we got so many comedians from out here too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
true.
But also, you don't think that plays a part to why everybody be dressing the same and shit because niggas don't want to get Joan doing it?
That could be too though.
I feel like
Could be too.
that might be part.
That might be part of the reason why though. Yeah.
But why it's so hard to get out of here?
Yeah, crabs in the barrel. Hey, do people still Joan? Do kids?
Hell yeah.
Do kids? I'm sorry. I'm talking about do kids still Joan? Like the way we grew up. We grew up Joaning at the of Joaning on the school bus.
Kids take it
everywhere.
Yeah, kids gonna take it way too personal.
Jalen can Joan. I don't know who he got that from, but that nigga can Joan.
I got it. I got a young cousin too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift.
He just
not. Some people just got it. Yeah.
I was just hoping that didn't go away, and I was literally just hoping that did not go away. The ability to Joan, like, because that Joan was like true. That Joan was true skill, you know.
So, so the funny thing about that is sometimes we don't know when to stop. We don't know when to stop. I feel like
that's the only thing.
The whole DMV. And so it was funny because I'm gonna just say this. It was just funny shit. All right, so my friend, his wife was like, yeah, he be thinking he be complimenting me, but he be like joning on me on the slow.
Oh, yeah.
And I be like,
I know niggas like that. I know niggas like that. Yeah.
So like it's so funny because I don't even think we know we doing it. Like we be,
Yeah. I've heard that before too. I'm like, nah, I'm not talking about. I'm playing with you. You good?
We not
These
even
are functions.
going to the heart. We just be, dog. It just roll off the tongue, dog. We're not even going to the heart. We're not even trying to hurt your feelings or nothing. We just out here.
So motherfucking.
The sound effects and shit.
That's how it always. Like,
Remember those like little computer junks that they was making?
yep.
Yeah.
And then the first thing, it always start like this. Somebody would say something, and he'd be like, "You John?" Oh man, that shit funny, dog. And it was always like that one dude in the neighborhood or in your school that just had it. He just like you.
That's what's up.
But that's the thing, like iron sharpens iron. Like if he was giving it to you, then you learn how to get it. Then next minute you gotta learn how to get it.
Yeah, you better say something.
Yeah, this area breeds that shit.
So the funny thing is, even the best Jonah, if they ain't had like no hang time or something like that, you could always talk about their braids or something. Like some dudes I knew, their hair took a long time to grow. So if you got no damn hang time, exploit that.
It'd be about the delivery too. You could have the toughest jumps, but if you ain't delivering that shit good.
Yep.
Delivery is key.
Yeah.
Delivery is key.
That punchline got to hit.
It's like a comedian. It's like a comedian. You gotta have a hell of a punchline in the delivery.
Yeah, that's real.
Set up with the follow up.
Got started with boy, your motherfucking ass, boy. Boy, get the fuck out of here, boy.
That is you, Jonah.
These little niggas out here will cut your ass up, dog. I'm trying to tell you. In the DMV, dog, these niggas will cut your ass up. I don't know about you else. DMV will cut your ass up.
Yeah, be battling for a minute too.
You can take a DC nigga that we can be like in Baltimore or you know what I'm saying. That's a lot of we get into a lot of trouble like when we go other places just for the simple fact that a lot of cats like they take like we can dish it, but a lot of cats can't really return.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Buy that shit and they be like this.
I'm not used to it. Yeah.
He ain't got nothing else to say. Everybody laughing. And shit.
Yeah.
They just feel like, oh my god, this. So
that's
now
one of the worst feelings.
DC niggas
cut your ass up. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Even the worst of the Jonas will cut your ass up, dog. Going out the city, dog. Going out of the state.
I got on the train from Lago to Union Station. Yeah, Union Station. And the whole damn it was like good 30-35 minutes, man. The whole time there's like 5 groups of kids. Like they was going back and forth like the whole time. And it got so bad that one of the dudes went to the other side of the train because he was like, he felt so bad. Like, it was bad.
Yeah, man. That's what I mean. You
better
have
somebody that ain't got nothing to do with it. You be like, hold on, you laughing?
Yeah, you laughing too hard.
Niggas get caught in the crossfire for laughing.
Right.
For real.
What
You
you
ain't
laughing
laughing with
at,
the motherfucking Timbuktus on your feet.
Oh man.
Oxford ass.
Nobody.
Or you can just be guilty by association. Your man could be getting fried, and then you standing right there, then boom.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You did.
He said boom, and then it was on. That sounds like a whole other story. Boom. And then it was
Yep.
It will cut your ass up, and it didn't mean that. It is
Heartless, man. They heartless.
Oh my God, it's heartless. It's heartless out here. It's heartless.
You need
But it,
It's harlots.
we all wore the same shit. But then, like a nigga would call another nigga a Bama, and he pretty much got on the same shit that you.
he's not wearing it right. He's not putting it together right.
But that's honestly, that's why I'm so glad I grew up out here, dog. You gotta you appreciate it's you learn to be able to deal with shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Nick will cut your ass up out there joint. You don't even got to get in a fight, dog. You don't even have to get your ass beat out this joint, dog. Nick will cut your ass up with words on this joint. I'm trying to tell you, dog. I'm so glad I grew up out this joint, dog. It made me who I am. It made me who y'all niggas are. It made y'all niggas who y'all are, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Iron sharpens
Exactly. I'm so grateful to have grown up out this joint, dog. So grateful, dog. So grateful. They will cut your motherfucker. I'm telling y'all, don't raise no children out here. Don't raise no children out here.
Right.
They will cut their ass up.
That was raw.
They go to school just to survive.
Oh,
And you dress.
I don't know if any of y'all feel the same way, but I feel like going to Bowie State helped me kind of manage myself, like, because I feel like Bowie State didn't help me at all. Like I ain't have nobody to help me with my courses, my you know what I'm saying, what I should do. Weren't we supposed to have like a mediator or like a what do they call it, like
Counselor.
I know I was assigned somebody, but I talked to them like once my whole 5 years up there.
I'm not gonna expose her, but she was in the club.
So she was in the club.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, but she was in the club all the time, and she was my.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But to that point, man, I feel like I had to manage myself throughout that whole fucking, you know what I'm saying, throughout the whole time I was there, and I feel like that helped me transition, you know what I'm saying, into life. Like that shit was not as easy as it should have been.
I always say that, man. I grew up in college. The experience was great, but at the same time, you had to make decisions on like money. Just everything, man.
It was like you was balancing everything, man.
It was life, dog. You had to literally buy your own groceries, all types of shit. Like it taught you how to live.
Yeah.
And they so I don't know if I told y'all this, but my last year they rearranged the courses and the requirements, and they told me I had to take like a couple prerequisites or something like that, like at the last year. I was like, y'all can't change this shit the last fucking year. Like I had a whole back and forth with them before I graduated. That shit was crazy.
Yep, me too.
All I know is they fucked up by putting that goddamn C-store on the first level of my.
That used to be the spot, man.
That shit up.
Real talk. That's like the bodega in the hood.
It was though.
Like straight up. Had everything.
Get your noodles, your
subs. Get you a sandwich. Yeah.
Sandwich. No, man, they had a sandwich. They had sandwich.
With the flex card.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
They was mad making our sandwiches though.
Oh yeah, because we come in there late too.
I used to go in there and smack so many times. That shit was crazy.
I think everybody was.
We in there. Randall said in there at 11:58. They closed at 11. They closed at 12. We in there at 11:58.
Just a line coming out the door.
Bro, do y'all remember the lines after like the basketball games and like all those different?
Oh man,
like, and then not even including like those highlights. When the niggas was like, oh,
hey dog, Randall was out there saying, "Hey, put them jalapeno peppers on that motherfucker."
And drain them
banana peppers.
Up with a nigga, they had a goddamn Pizza Hut Express. I'm like, yeah, this is.
Oh yeah.
Let me
all that.
Swipe a little buoy card. Swipe.
The crazy
$3 in the first 2 weeks.
The crazy part about it is, have y'all seen some of the other HBCUs, like campuses and like diner halls and shit like that?
Yeah, man.
In Maryland. I went to Maryland one time. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, Maryland is like that.
Like a
that shit like an eatery. It's an eatery.
Yep, it really is though.
But I was
got a Chick-fil-A.
We had inmates serving us food.
Like,
I know our own people, and so yeah.
It was
oh, for real? That's who that was. I didn't know that.
It was like work.
Nah, it definitely was because they was hooking it up too. They was just giving away stuff.
I thought them niggas was just. I had no idea.
It was like work release.
I thought they was just working. I thought they just worked at the joint. I had no idea.
That Thanksgiving meal was dope. Before you go home for Thanksgiving, that Thanksgiving meal was dope, dog.
Nigga, what? That shit was
shit.
That shit was stale as fuck.
So what fast food spot you think got the most work?
Chick-fil-A.
When?
Chick-fil-A.
Bowie State. When we was all at
goddamn pizza bowls.
McDonald's, man.
Pizza bowls.
McDonald's.
Yeah, pizza bowls.
That McDonald's.
Nah.
Oh, Taco Bell too. So we used to fuck that Taco Bell up.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Taco Bell.
Remember that mean ass lady that worked at the night shift at the McDonald's on Racetrack Road? And she's
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, everybody knew her.
It was every time we was up there.
Let me get that classic nugget.
I know. Don't ask for no sauce, man.
That's for no sauce.
Yeah, that 7-Eleven used to get hit up too.
Oh yeah, that 7-Eleven got some
7-Eleven
work.
used to get hit up all the time.
That 7-Eleven actually got a lot of work.
They had all the roll-ups.
Cause they be the only ones open sometimes too.
Especially if you was trying to get a roller.
Yup, yeah, 7-Eleven. That's where I experienced them hot dogs, man. That's when I lost my life.
hey,
that's where it all happened.
Not to incriminate ourselves. Remember that one time? It was like me, Al, and P, and we stopped at like 4 different 7-Elevens, and and P was just stealing.
Sure. I vaguely remember.
Nah,
oh my God.
I probably was. I was reckless.
And I was in the backseat like just drunk sleep. And I just remember y'all niggas kept stopping. Y'all stopped at like 3 7-Elevens on the way home.
No, that sounds right though.
Allegedly. Boone's Farm.
Allegedly.
Oh my God.
Allegedly.
My first strip club experiences was with y'all niggas.
Me too.
Oh,
Me too.
Really?
Ooh. Me too.
Those are some good nights, man.
At the joint what's
Baz?
it called over there? Baz, yep, that's it.
Oh yeah. We got trophies at Baz.
Didn't somebody get kicked out for slapping the booty too hard?
Oh, that was another spot.
We would never get kicked out of Baz.
No, Baz, they loved us.
It was another one.
Bring your own bottle.
Sensations.
Yeah, Sensations.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Sensation.
Yep.
Sensation was straight.
What's that, Random or some shit?
Yep.
It was straight.
Oh yeah.
Somebody got kicked out of that shit.
Yo.
It was me and B. Me and Randall people B.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was somebody's birthday too.
It was
That's too funny, yo. Oh God.
Yeah, but no, yeah.
He cocked back on
heard
her.
that shit the whole way.
We just go back and forth.
That is hilarious. Yo.
I'll never forget that moment, bro.
Man, I wish some of that stuff. Yo, we met so many people off like just a strip club. Though.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like even from Bowie, they be like, "Dang, yo, hey, I was looking at the strip club last night."
Remember that one time we walked in the joint and they was like, hold on, y'all. Like like the people working there remembered us from the previous week. This was like when we was cashing in off the parlays and shit.
Oh man, oh my God, yes. Colt Brennan.
Colt Brennan in Hawaii.
Brennan was winning.
Dog, I was maxing out. I used to love Superbook. That was the old Superbook.
And like James Harden too, like on the West Coast.
Yep, Arizona State.
Yep.
Kentucky, Memphis, like all them, man. Whew. That was a good run.
We get cashed out on Thursdays and go like on like Sunday nights.
And it would be it would be crazy too.
And and that's when it was that's when you could bring your own liquor and shit in there too.
Yes.
Oh man, yep.
That's what the CD. We used to get the DJ. That was the best.
Yep.
That was the best. This thing used to talk the most shit on the microphone.
Yo, he was the best. He was the best DJ. You're right.
He played 3-6 and Project Pat and fucking Bone. He used to look
That's
at that
it.
fucking ass. Damn.
Oh man,
no money in here.
Get the fuck.
Nigga, motherfucker, get some chicken wings. And shit.
Oh man, the birthday party, that
Yeah.
birthday party. Whew. I know they say you're not supposed to do that in there, but those are probably some of the best wings I ever had. I'm not even joking.
That one time.
I'm not even joking.
You said what?
Remember that one time we was there and Pinky was in there and she was like, this.
Yeah.
Boy,
That was in there too many times.
Shout out to Baz and Crew, man. Shout out to
Baz, man. The real script of the club.
Shout out to Baz and Crew.
Yeah,
Bring Baz back.
Fuck.
Oh, man.
And keep
been
it just
there
like that, man.
twice.
Keep it like hole in the wall just like that, man. It was so thorough.
Yeah.
That was probably the most comfortable place I've ever. I'm so comfy in there. Like, I love that.
They had church chairs, though.
I was about to say on banquet chairs.
Oh, man. And two little stages, two personal stages. Like, could be no more than two up there. No more.
I remember when they rebuilt and they had the stage on like the
On
next
the other side.
Yeah, that's when we
Yeah.
That's when they had the birthday party. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had couches in there last time I went in that gym.
Yeah, couch in the front.
Red couches.
They had couches in that gym.
They're doing big things. They're doing big things.
Nah, that was a spot, man.
Open now,
Especially because you could bring your own drink. I doubt it. I thought they closed down.
Yeah.
I think everything in like
Everything gone.
Yeah. PG be like so weird, bro.
They don't want to keep up with it. Yeah, they should have just bought out that whole shopping center, renovated it, did something crazy.
They had been like washing money or something.
Oh yeah, you know they were.
TikTok. Remember that crazy story with TikTok? You remember that shit? TikTok liquor.
Oh
yeah. They was like laundering the money or some shit.
And even like the what was that like that politician, the black dude? He was like part of the shit.
He used to live over there.
And he lived like up like in Glenard or some shit, and he was on like a microphone tap, and he was telling his wife to flush those checks down the.
Oh shit!
Put it in your panties.
Oh, that's real.
He said she was like, what do you want me to do with all this money? He said, put it in your panties.
You're knocking at
what?
Yeah.
That shit you can probably find it on YouTube right now.
Oh yeah.
This was all.
I can't think of his name. I forgot his name though.
I want to say James Johnson, but I might be wrong.
Say it again.
James Johnson?
That sound right. If it's not, I apologize, but if it is, you gonna take my nigga.
Man, I know that's
all that shit was linked to like TikTok, but every time you went to TikTok, it was like always like some shady ass police officer in the corner with his arms folded and shit.
Oh, yeah. I know that nigga too. He got locked up.
What?
That's probably why, man.
Over there in Langley Park, nigga.
I'm talking about like it was a different one every time you went over there.
Yeah.
Let's go TikTok.
For a minute.
Oh, TikTok.
Shout out to TikTok.
Nah, I'm sorry. Damn, his name is totally wrong. Amrit Melhi. He was involved with the county exec Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson, that's who it is. Yeah.
Dang, y'all know y'all politics.
Hey, so something random, just random. Have y'all ever like met somebody just randomly and they told you something about like their lifestyle or like something that they may be into, and off the break you was like, all right, not fucking with you, you know?
Right.
Like, have you ever met somebody they just like, oh, I do that, and like, oh, okay, and then you just like know off the break, like, all right, I'm staying the fuck away from this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't.
Oh yeah.
Like
normally, I'm just like so quiet, and people just open up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like say like the wildest shit. I'm like, damn, now I gotta fucking carry this shit around.
Yeah, exactly. But they be wanting like, yeah, I hate that random conversation where they want conversation, but you ain't trying to take it there. They're just venting, just like you said, telling you everything. That's also a gift, though.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't want that fucking burden. Sometimes you just
tell me. I know, because you feel responsible after somebody asking for help.
You know, I'm not gonna say that. I just gotta carry that knowledge around me every time I see your fucking ugly ass.
Hey, how much more time we got left in the session?
I'm ready to wrap now because niggas, I gotta work at 6.
Oh man, I got shit. I got some questions. I got two things I want to bring up in the after time.
Oh,
Two
man.
things.
Well, take a minute each. Go ahead, go.
All right, shit. So first off, in the times that we're in anyway, I want y'all niggas to tell me what y'all think about y'all remember anyway of Jonathan Dorner, Super Cop.
Hey, I was gonna ask that too, and I was reading his manifesto today at lunch. Because Chappelle was talking about the shit. I was reading his manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is a dude that wanted to do everything right, and then I mean, you could say like a mix of with his like military past, maybe could have been the best of him, but at the same time, like his like his ethics and his moral like compass just wanted him to like say, you know what I mean, maybe I gotta take the extreme approach.
Yeah, so you can pay attention to it.
I mean, but to see like just the power and numbers go after him, like lets you know that the shit was personal when it came down to it.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, burn this motherfucker down. They had him in that cabinet, burn this motherfucker down. You heard the video shit was happening.
Yeah.
Corey, watch that. Corey,
I think we talked like miles on that shit.
before we get any further, watch the Dave Chappelle joint too. Just because
I gotta watch it. Oh, okay. I gotta watch it.
But what's the second thing, Maya?
My second thing was what y'all niggas think about as far as maybe. All right. So the question is, what do you think about defunding the police? What do you think about that? And I think about it the same way I think about as reparations.
See, I was talking about this shit earlier when people was talking about like when y'all was saying like unmarked cars and shit. So if they get all these like tools, like maybe they can't fuck with us as much, but then they're gonna just be working on straight instincts of like this person is categorized in this category. So I don't know, like real slippery.
They're gonna have to reshape all that shit.
But if you go overseas and shit, like they got like more training, they have more educational background and shit like that. But like it's like 6 months and then they fucking stick a fucking gold pin on your fucking chest and like, hey, get out there.
Stick a gold pin on your chest, give you a gun, and tell you.
And what people don't bring up a lot is they gotta meet a quota, bro.
Yeah,
like
the money.
No. Because I was
gotta meet a quota.
Nah,
that shit's sad.
It's no quota. It's no quota.
Yes, it is a quota. What do you mean?
No quota. That was my degree. Randall, we were in fucking Haley Hall, and we was all talking about some bullshit like, oh yeah, we was fucking watching Cops. We were watching fucking Cops.
This niggas got a quota, bro. They gotta have.
They do, because they have to have a goal.
Been in a police precinct. When they get their decree and they tell them, all right, disperse in the morning. There's no quota on what they met for the month.
No, it is a quota though. It's just like a goal. They got their quota.
Yeah, it's a minimum they gotta set.
They're not out there doing that for nothing.
Corey, why don't you think they have a quota? Just so
that's what my degree is in. Dog.
That's how they get money. That's how they get them.
Oh yeah, sociology. Look at like the first 5 days of the month outside, and you see like they pulling over everybody. Like you can
towards the end of the month and the beginning of the month.
I don't think they teach you that in school though. They ain't going to tell you that there's a quota.
Hell no. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's the first thing they said in 101. You know what I'm saying? They said there's no quota. I'm not gonna lie.
You also know the first thing they taught us though. One of the first things they taught us is fucking Christopher Columbus founded fucking the United States of America. That shit.
Oh yeah, I don't believe that.
And that was a lie.
Hey, that's next. Or maybe we can save that for overtime, or maybe that's next episode. Because I definitely want to get into that. No,
but that's what I'm saying. Like but all I'm saying.
From what I was taught in criminal justice and everything, it's like dog, there's no quota, but they said if you I remember this. I think my teacher was, her name was Miss Jackson or some shit, whatever the fuck. I don't remember. But the what she said was so you have she gave a description. She said you have a minivan and you have a Corvette, both doing 100 miles an hour down the highway or whatever the fuck. You have a police officer. They have discretion. Who do you think they're going to pull over? They're going to pull over the minivan, or they're going to pull over the Corvette? Which one are they going to pull over?
The minivan can hold more kilos of coke, so I don't know.
That's
damn. I don't know.
Damn. That's all right, all right. But the answer was they're gonna pull over the Corvette, dog. All right. I hear you. I hear you. Shit.
But nah, so to go
but
back.
The discretion. They have discretion. They my bad. Alex, my bad. But that's what they said. They have discretion. They don't have a quota, but they also went into that because they don't have a quota, they have to show some way of that they're actually doing their fucking job. So they're gonna pull niggas over with discretion and shit. So they're gonna pull over whoever, just like you have that whole scenario with the minivan and the Corvette. They're gonna pull somebody over. Somebody has to get pulled over. They have to pull somebody over just to show that, because police are literally their own.
Because they got a quota.
Yeah. No.
They got a certain number of people they got to pull
but
up.
they're literally their own managers. They're by themselves, and nobody's managing them all day. They don't have anybody on their back, like niggas in office or no shit like that. They have to show that they're doing their job. So I get it. Niggas think that there's a quota.
There is a quota. That's for any job. Any job is going to have a quota. You have to work towards a goal.
How do you think they get money? Like, they have to give tickets. They got to go to court. They got to pay these fees. Like, this is part of funding the police. You got.
And Corey, even as you think about it, like before you get into your job or your career or what have you, they're not going to tell you, like when you get into the job, hypothetically speaking, if you work in fucking AT&T, they're not going to tell you before you sign up for AT&T, you have to sign this many phones.
Look,
I'm going to tell you that in the before you when you're
I get it. I get it.
You don't know.
I get it. I get it.
But what?
I get it. I get it. No, it's no, but I get it. Nigga, I get it.
All right, man.
I'm in fucking insurance right now. I get it. I'm not even in fucking law no more, dog. I get it. That's what I did in school, dog. I get it, dog. I get it. But
We'll continue this conversation the next time. We actually break down maybe defunding the police and our takes on that. But it's been a good episode this time. We want to thank everybody for joining, thank everybody for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as you're following us on all social media platforms at The Flight Room TV.
Hey.
It's been a heck of a ride. It's been a heck of an episode. We thank y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, y'all.
Happy Father's Day.
Salute.
Yep.
Being great, y'all.
All right.
Overtime.